Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. Fantasy. The more children I have, the stronger I am. Chapter 81. A body with extreme cold will naturally have more cold energy in the body than ordinary people, and it can also absorb the cold energy in the world and use it for its own use. If there are treasures like thousand-year ice to help you practice, your practice will be much faster than before. Li Tianyi told Du Mingxie about her own physique. As for the Ice Phoenix holy body, he didn't know. There are only so many physiques recorded in Fengyan Sect, and the 9 yin and 9 nether holy physiques are still his own guesses. After all, in this Yangzong country, let alone holy bodies, even physiques are very rare. With little information, Du Mingxie, a sect leader in the nascent soul stage, didn't even know whether he had a physical constitution. Am I a body of extreme cold? Du Mingxie's eyes were confused. After practicing for hundreds of years, I realized for the first time that I still have a special physique. She has never felt that there is anything special between herself and other people. If you want to know, just take a piece of thousand-year-old ice and take a look. Li Tianyi said, thousand-year ice is too rare, Xuanyan sect does not have it. Du Mingxie shook his head. Millennium ice is a very good treasure. Du Mingxie himself had only heard of this kind of treasure, but had never seen it. There is no one in Fengyan sect, but there is a century-old ice, 7 or 80. You can try it with century-old ice. 100-year ice and 1000-year ice are both the crystallization of ice energy, and there is essentially no difference. It's just that the effect of 1000-year ice is much stronger than that of 100-year ice. Thank you, Tianyi, Du Mingxie said movedly. Thank you for what I did. From today on, you are my wife. Isn't it what I should do as a husband to help you? Li Tianyi stroked Du Mingxie's white and tender face. The night is not over yet. The next day, Du Mingxie woke up first and experienced a night of transformation. She was like a lotus flower that was still in bud, blooming a delicate pink color. After Li Tianyi woke up, relying on his and Ji Yu Qingxi's identities, our Fengyan sect brought a century-old ice to Du Mingxie. The century-old ice exuding white cold air was taken out by Li Tianyi. When you absorb spiritual energy, try to absorb it from the vicinity of the century-old ice. I see. According to what Li Tianyi said, Du Mingxie started his own practice. After passing through 100 years of ice, the strands of spiritual energy turned into extremely cold ice spiritual energy and penetrated into Du Mingxie's body. If it were an ordinary person, his face would turn pale from the cold. But apart from Du Mingxie's skin becoming a little whiter, there were no other changes. After a while, Du Mingxie opened her ice-blue pupils, and a hint of joy flashed through her eyes. It's true, husband, according to what you said, I found that the speed of my practice has become much faster. Du Mingxie said happily, as expected of a husband. There is just so much to know. From now on, when you practice, just keep this 100-year ice with you. However, the 100-year ice is a consumable after all, and it won't last long. Li Tianyi said while looking at the century-old ice that was dripping with water stains. While Du Mingxie was absorbing it, the century-old ice was slowly melting. If it is a 1000-year ice, it will last longer than a 100-year ice. When you have the chance to leave Yangzongguo, just look around for any news about 1000-year ice. Du Mingxie will definitely take matters related to his own cultivation speed to his heart. She wanted to practice faster so that she could catch up with the Heavenly Lord. Even if I can't catch up, I still hope to be able to give my husband some help. Ding! My daughter Li Yanmiao encountered an adventure when she went out and obtained the middle-grade Xuanpin Kung Fu. Will it take 1,000,000 years to increase her lifespan tenfold? Yes, Li Tianyi was quite surprised. Unexpectedly, he just talked to Li Yanmiao. This kid moves so quickly and puts in so much effort. And I had an adventure so quickly. Consuming 1,000,000 years of life. The middle-grade Zan Gong technique of the Dui Demon Sword is upgraded to the middle-grade Heaven-level technique of the Taishu Demon Sword. Mid-level Heaven-level skills. Li Tianyi thought that he could be promoted to at least the holy level. It made him slightly regretful. The Taishu Demon Sword sounds like it is a technique from the Demon Sect. Do we really want to teach children this exercise? Under Li Tianyi's thoughts, this skill book appeared in his hands. Exuding a domineering evil spirit. One look at it and there is no doubt that it is a magic sect technique. If children are allowed to learn magic skills, they will be contaminated with demonic energy. If you go out at that time, you will easily be thought by the righteous disciples to be someone from the demon sect, causing unnecessary trouble. But Li Tianyi took a brief look at this technique and found that it is still very powerful. It would be a pity not to learn it. After much thought, Li Tianyi decided to temporarily put it in his own space ring. When you meet a suitable child, give this technique to him. What is important is not the practice, but the people who practice it. Li Wenbo, do you really want to be so cruel and put me to death? Wei Kei spit out blood, his breath was weak, and his figure flying in midair was shaky. Behind him was an enemy, Li Wenbo. Compared with Wei Kei's situation, Li Wenbo's situation was better, and he could barely gain the upper hand. Wei Kei, your corpse-shattering sect is really an eyesore, why not just stay and keep company with your sect? Li Wenbo smiled ferociously. After his hard work during this period, finally, he found an opportunity and plotted against Wei Kei. Wei Kei never expected that Li Wenbo would suddenly attack him and was caught off guard. You are just crazy. Wei Kei turned around. He saw that the distance between Li Wenbo and himself was getting closer again, and he was about to be caught up by Hu Wenbo. If you do this, if the adults of the Heavenly Demon Sect find out, you will definitely die. Wei Kei hoped to use the name of Tianmo Sect to scare away Li Wenbo. The Heavenly Demon Sect has always been a boss-like figure among the other demon sects in their area. The demon sects are headed by the Heavenly Demon Sect. Sometimes the demon sect would ask them to do something when they needed them to do something. Come on, Wei Kei, I've done this, do you think I will still care about the existence of the demon sect? You'd better die obediently. Crazy palm. Boom. Blood-red claws like a huge mountain appeared behind Wei Kei and flew towards him. Wherever the blood-red giant claw flew, the space was touched, causing terrifying fluctuations. You deserve to die. Li Wenbo. Dark Chengyan. Wei Kei saw that he could not escape. He stopped flying and came back to his senses and roared at Li Wenbo. Purple-black fluctuations came from his mouth. The demonic sound filled my ears, causing the surrounding mountains to erupt with clouds of dust that were thousands of meters high. Boom! The collision of the originally green mountains with the two lifted up the surface land, leaving the mountains bare. Countless amounts of dust and sand were flying in the air, and yellow sand was rising everywhere, blocking the two figures. Boom! Sudden, a figure flew out from behind, dragging a long plume of dust and smoke. It fell on the plain 10,000 meters away. The body hit the ground heavily, flipped over and kicked up yellow sand, and finally slid for thousands of meters before finally stopping. How's it going? Wei Kei, are you dead? The person who flew out was naturally Wei Kei. Li Wenbo gasped, blood covering his face. The remaining spiritual energy in the body is almost exhausted. Barely managing to steady his body and fall in front of Wei Kei was already Li Wenbo's limit. You, what are you? For. The dust cleared. A bloody man appeared in front of Li Wenbo, with his muscles and bones exposed and his skin and flesh spread open. Wei Kei now looks like a human evil ghost. The body of the Yuanying monk is still very weak without the protection of spiritual energy. After all, they majored in aura, not body. It was impossible to withstand such a hit from a height of 10,000 meters. No reason, I just thought that it would be better for the demon sect in Yangzong to leave a voice. Li Wenbo shook his head, he did not approach Wei Kei. Instead, he kept a safe distance from Wei Kei. As a member of the demon sect, he knows best what methods the demon sect has. Maybe I can take you away before I die. Just in case, he definitely can't get close to Wei Kei. Who knows what else this old guy is hiding secretly that he has not seen. You're really vigilant. Wei Kei lay weakly on the ground and said, dying. I saw him tremblingly taking out a talisman from his hand. If Li Wenbo had approached Wei Kei just now, Wei Kei would definitely take him away and kill him. After all, Li Wenbo's own situation is also very bad at the moment. Of course, we are old friends who have been fighting for a long time. Don't I still know your temper? Li Wenbo was exhausted and simply sat in front of Wei Kei. I really want to know, Dao, is the reason why you came to destroy me related to the senior behind you? Why did you say that? Because I obeyed you and married the sect saint to the senior, so that you can be on the senior's list. It seems that you still know something. So, There are quite a few of you in my sect. Both each other, but there is something I want to tell you. Wei Kai gathered his last bit of strength and raised his head to look at Fang Jibo with a ferocious expression. At this moment, his face was almost rotten, and even the exposed white bones were cracked. What's the matter? Although he was very curious, Li Wenbo still did not choose to approach Wei Kai. Ha ha ha, I told the Holy Son of the Heavenly Demon Sect everything about you marrying the saint to your senior. I believe that the Holy Son is on his way here now, cough cough cough. Wei Kai, who was holding on to his last breath, said this. He accidentally choked on the blood in his mouth. It suddenly became the straw that broke the camel's back. The pupils became dilated and lost their vitality. Call me crazy, but you are the crazy one. Actually, you actually told the Holy Son of the Heavenly Demon Sect this news. Li Wenbo looked at Wei Kai's body with a face full of doubt. His whole body collapsed to the ground. The world in front of me seemed to be only black and white. Wei Kai, it turns out that this guy is also plotting against himself. Yes, compared with the thighs of the seniors, the thighs of the Heavenly Demon Sect are obviously harder and bigger. So what if the senior is in the stage of becoming a god? The Heavenly Demon Sect has a powerful person in the void refining stage who is in charge. Even those who have reached the stage of becoming gods are no match for the Heavenly Demon Sect. It's over. Originally, there was nothing wrong with marrying a saint from his sect to Li Tianyi without telling the saint. Now that the Holy Son knows about it, won't he be miserable? The problem is, he can't go back. They are all members of the Demon Sect, so Li Wenbo naturally knows how cruel the people of the Demon Sect are. Strictly speaking, Saint Meng Ziyao is the fiancé of the Holy Son. You marry your fiancé to someone else. Aren't you just putting a hat on the Holy Son? No, no. He must immediately go to his seniors to discuss this matter. Li Wenbo himself got on Li Tianyi's ship, so there was no reason to go down. Once you disembark privately, you will be in danger. Hugging senior's thigh, there is still a slight possibility of survival. Wei Kai, boom, recovered a little strength. Li Wenbo stood thousands of meters away from Wei Kai and looked at Wei Kai's body. The corpse was blown to pieces, not even a whole corpse was left. To be on the safe side, Li Wenbo didn't even touch the body. Just destroy Wei Kai's body remotely. Fengyan Sect. Senior, it's not good. Something bad is going to happen. Li Wenbo ran in from outside in a panic. Seeing Li Tianyi teaching his children, he quickly shut his mouth. Sitting quietly, waiting for Li Tianyi to finish his lecture. After a while, Li Tianyi knew that Li Wenbo had something to do with her, so she didn't say anything more and let the children disperse to practice freely. He arranged the books on the table and asked, "Look at how panicked you are, is there something serious?" "That's it, senior." Li Wenbo quickly told Li Tianyi what he knew. Tian was a little surprised to learn that the news about the saint was learned by the Demon Sect. I thought Wei Kai, a coward, would just hide in his corner and act like a dog with its tail between its legs. Who would have thought that Wei Kai secretly contacted the Holy Son of the Demon Sect behind his back? Li Tianyi really didn't expect this. Because Li Wenbo always asked Li Tianyi for help when he encountered some troubles before. He never considered the Heavenly Demon Sect behind him at all. So Li Tianyi didn't think in this direction at all. "Senior, what do you think I should do?" Li Wenbo rubbed his hands nervously. "I thought that the senior who is so young must have a top power behind him if he is the nascent soul Zochan or the god transformation stage. Otherwise, if such a genius joins any sect, there will be people rushing to get him. After entering any sect, Li Tianyi will become a Holy Son." "Why are you panicking?" Li Tianyi was very calm and did not panic at all. He really didn't expect Wei Kai's move, but now he has the confidence to deal with the opponent, so there is nothing to be afraid of. Senior, could it be that the person behind you is going to take action?" Li Wenbo's pupils trembled. "Is it really what I guessed? In fact, there is a giant standing behind the senior. The person behind it." Li Tianyi raised his eyebrows. "This guy is quite thoughtful. Do you actually think that there is a mysterious force standing behind you?" "Indeed. Someone who is only 50 years old can possess such strength. This is impossible without a powerful sect behind you to give you resources. Even if you have amazing talent, you still can't achieve it. When it comes to spiritual practice, one of them is resources and talent, both of which are indispensable. Unless you are extremely lucky, you can get all kinds of adventures. Li Wenbo. Say it, Senior. What level is the protector of the Holy Son of the Heavenly Demon Sect? The guardians of the Holy Sun are at least powerful at the 8th level of the Divine Transformation stage. There is more than one Holy Sun of Tianmo Sect. It is impossible for every protector of the Holy Sun to be a powerful practitioner of void refining. The Holy Sun, who was robbed of a woman, has the lowest status in the Demon Sect. But no matter what, this is the Holy Sun. A powerful person at the 8th level of the transformation stage. Where do you think they must pass to get here? They should have come from the Ziyang Mountains. Senior, what do you mean by this, Senior, don't you want to? Aha! A few days later, Ziyang Mountains. A behemoth over 100 meters long was flying in midair. Astonishingly, it was a bird monster with the strength to become a god. On the back of this bird monster, 2 people stood. Evil spirits surged into the sky, and black clouds flowed around them, which was inherently ominous. Holy Sun, you should report your trip to Yangzhongguo to the sect, just in case. No problem, it's just Yangzhongguo. The strongest monk is only at the nascent soul stage. Are you afraid? These 2 people were the Holy Sun and his protector who came from the Demon Sect. He learned that the saint who was supposed to be his was married to someone else by Li Wenbo. The Holy Sun felt like his head was green. How could the Holy Sun of the Heavenly Demon Sect endure this kind of shame and humiliation? It is even more impossible to tell other people in the sect. Otherwise, everyone would know that they were cheated. Although due to his status as the Holy Sun, everyone may not say anything on the surface. But deep down, he will definitely talk about himself, and even regard him as a joke. For this reason, the Holy Sun of the Heavenly Demon Sect first killed the person who conveyed the message to him, and then came to Yangzhongguo alone with the protector and his own mount. Even his guardians didn't know what he was doing in Yangzhongguo. All I know is that the Sun is doing something very important. As the protector of the Holy Sun of the Heavenly Demon Sect, he originally wanted to tell the sect. Unexpectedly, the Holy Sun moved too quickly. As a protector, of course I regard the life of the Holy Sun as my main priority. Anyway, it's just a trip to Yangzhongguo, so there shouldn't be any accidents. Just when the 2 of them arrived in Yangzhongguo, then they found a man in black robe appearing in front of them. Holy Sun, be careful. The guardian's pupils trembled, and he quickly blocked the Holy Sun behind him. The other party's aura. As a monk at the 9th level of divine transformation, I can't see through it at all. Was there any means of masking the aura? Stop. Silver Ringed Black Bird. The Silver Ringed Black Bird is the race of the Holy Sun's mount. In adulthood, one can reach the strength of human beings becoming gods. It has black wings and circles of silver feathers on the edges of the wings, hence the name Silver Ringed Black Bird. Bah! The Silver Ringed Black Sparrow made an eagle cry, struck the sky, and stopped in midair. Who are you? Can you name us? I wonder if you know our identities. The guardian looked at the man in black warily. Black aura surrounded him, and he was ready for battle. The Holy Sun stood behind him, sensing the tense atmosphere, and was ready to escape. He still cherishes his life. The other party has the courage to block them, which is enough to show that the opponent's strength should not be weak. Otherwise, let alone a protector, just the breath of the silver-ringed black sparrow is enough to scare away a large group of people. This is why they were able to reach Yangzhongguo smoothly all the way. A demonic beast with the strength of the god transformation stage carried the 2 of them flying. The aura of a monster is inferior to you, so how dare you provoke the person standing above you? You should be the Holy Sun and his protectors from the Heavenly Demon Sect. The person standing in front of them was Li Tianyi, who was wearing a black robe. Originally, he wanted to conduct a sneak attack directly. But what if you hit the wrong target? Before taking action, it is better to ask first to avoid hitting the wrong enemy. Since you know that we are from the Demon Sect. That's you. Boom. What? Something completely unexpected happened to the Guardian and the Holy Sun. The opponent waved his arms without warning. The terrifying power caused the world to change color, and the speed was so fast that even the Guardian, a monk on the 9th level of God transformation, could not react. The silver ring black bird stepping on it was aware of the crisis, but it was not that easy to avoid the full blow of the great perfection in the divine transformation stage. Boom! The earth-shaking explosion resounded through the sky, shaking the surrounding clouds. The space was even beaten to the point where it rippled and spread like water ripples. The Holy Son and his party turned into a mass of blood mist under Li Tianyi's blow, and died on the way to the flesh erosion sect. The crisis is over and everyone is happy. Li Tianyi blew on the palm of his hand. It's better to use the full strength strike of the God transformation stage. It only takes one strike to beat them to ashes. There is no way to fight back at all. In order to ensure that the other party has some means of escape and survival. Li Tianyi stood there for half an hour before finally stepping forward and touching the body. There must be no corpses left, even the space ring has been blown up. Many treasures were annihilated in this blow. But I just happened to select some treasures for Li Tianyi, and I don't want them even if they can't be blocked by a full-strength strike in the transformation stage. After searching carefully, Li Tianyi found that only a knife and a piece of clothing were left. It can withstand the aftermath without breaking. This dress looks not simple. Take it back. After putting away the knife and a piece of clothing, Li Tianyi used teleportation to leave the place. It took nearly half a day until Li Tianyi left. Only the surrounding monsters dared to swallow their saliva and tremblingly stepped forward to check the situation. At first, when the silver-ringed black sparrows appeared, they, as a group of monsters, stayed far away. It's because there is a way to survive. Otherwise, he would have been shocked to death by the aftermath. The power of the human race is too terrifying. I'm afraid there is no place for us in this Yangzong kingdom. Let's go. Let's not stay in Yangzongguo, let's go and join other demon kings. It's time to leave, run. The idea of the monster beast surviving the disaster is to leave Yangzongguo and seek refuge with the monster king outside. Survival is the most important thing. Compared with survival, freedom becomes less important. Fengyan Sect. Return to Feiyan Peak. Li Tianyi fumbled for the piece of clothing and the knife alone. The whole body of the knife is pitch black, and the blade has mysterious golden lines. Looks very domineering. The other piece of clothing is more low-key. On the surface, it looks like a slightly bluish robe, nothing special at all. Who would have thought this piece of clothing could have such power? Li Tianyi tried her original strength on her own, and found that the first layer of golden elixir couldn't break the dress at all. He decisively put the clothes on himself. It can prevent some guys from being like me, who do not follow martial ethics and just attack with a sneak attack on their backhand. Then the next thing is the knife. It just so happened that Li Tianyi had the Taishu demon sword, a Tianpin skill, in his hand. Wouldn't it be great to go with this knife? It's a pity that his talent is too poor, so it would be better to give this skill and sword to his heir. Think about it. Li Tianyi called his eldest son Li Xing. As his and Li Qingqing's first child, Li Tianyi has special feelings for Li Xing. Father, what do you want from me? Li Xing asked respectfully. I hereby pass on a technique and weapon to you, you can use it to practice. Li Tianyi gave the knife and the Taishu demon knife to Li Xing. Li Xing, who took Li Tianyi's things, was suddenly confused. Why did his father suddenly give him a weapon and skills? This caught him by surprise. Don't look at me like that. Just take it if I tell you to practice well. I'm very optimistic about you, Ji Xing. Li Tianyi would be a little embarrassed to call the child Xinger now that he is so old. It's not that he and Li Xing are estranged. Please rest assured, father. Li Xing will definitely live up to your expectations. Li Xing thinks this is a small stove that his father opened for him alone. He must never live up to his father's expectations. If he still can't catch up with his other younger brothers and sisters, then he, as the eldest brother, has failed too much. Li Tianyi nodded with satisfaction and watched Li Xing leave. As soon as Li Xing left, Li Wenbo came to the door again. Senior, you, don't worry, once this matter is taken care of, they will never come back again. I know. Li Wenbo lowered his head, with a look of horror in his eyes. As expected of a senior. This is really terrible. A guardian at the level of becoming a god died on the way just like that. I just don't know whether the Heavenly Demon Sect will continue to send people to investigate if the Holy Sun and the others come this time and die in the Yang Sect. But he and his seniors should be fine by then. After all, apart from the incident with the Holy Son, they had no conflicts with him elsewhere. Unless it's a lunatic who has fallen into the devil's path. Otherwise, even the disciples of the demon sect would not go on a killing spree in a country. Once you do this, it will arouse hostility from other forces, and you will be in a dilemma. Is there anything else you can do? No, I'll leave right now. Li Wenbo turned around and ran away without even raising his head. He was really frightened by Li Tianyi. Forget it if the means are horrific. He is so decisive in doing things. You must never be an enemy of your seniors. Otherwise, I don't know how I died. What Li Wenbo didn't know was that Liang Zongguo wanted to punish their holy son, but he also didn't know how he died. Until his death, he did not know who killed him. At the same time, Dingyang dynasty caused an uproar. Have you heard? The holy son of the heavenly demon sect is dead. Dead? How? Which holy son is he? He is the youngest saint with the weakest talent. Although he is weak in talent and strength, he is also the holy son. Someone dares to kill him. I don't know which warrior it is. Who knows? Anyway, the demon sect is very angry now. More than just angry, a reward has been issued, saying that if anyone knows the clues to the murder of the Holy Son, he will be immediately rewarded with 50,000 high-grade spiritual stones. Hey, as expected of the heavenly demon sect, this is such a generous act. The monks of the Dingyang dynasty were about to spread the news like crazy. A large sect like the heavenly demon sect. There is something called life crystal in the sect. Drop blood on the life crystal, and the life crystal will have a slight connection with you. When it lights up, it means that the person is still alive. If the life crystal breaks into pieces and loses its light, it means that the person has died. As the holy sons and protectors of the heavenly demon sect, they naturally enjoy their own life crystals. Now that the life crystals were shattered at the same time, it was easy to know that these two people were killed. Immediately, the Tianmo sect did not hide anything at all, and directly informed the entire Dingyang dynasty that the murderer was bound to be caught. Return to one clan. You are going to Yang Zongguo. Sha Yuxuan looked at her two apprentices and frowned slightly. Zhang Fengling smiled and said, "Yes, master, I am now in the golden elixir stage." "Master, don't worry, I will stay with my junior sister this time and will not let her get pregnant again." Chong Rumiao thought master was worried about this matter. "What are you talking about, Rumiao? The child in your junior sister's belly has not been born yet, how could she possibly get pregnant again so soon?" Sha Yuxuan rolled her eyes at Chong Rumiao angrily. "Doesn't my disciple even have this bit of common sense? It's really scary." Chong Rumiao responded, quote. Sha Yuxuan felt very tired. "I really want to give Chong Rumiao a good meal and see who is the master." Putting on such a great look shows no respect for his master at all. "Okay, master, senior sister is doing it for me, and you just asked us to go to Yang Zongguo. Did something happen in Yang Zongguo?" Zhang Fengling asked nervously. "Yang Zongguo is her home. It contains not only her father, but also her husband. It's not that something happened to Yang Zongguo, it's that something happened to Yang Zongguo. I just received the news that the holy son of the heavenly demon sect died in the Ziyang mountains of Yang Zongguo." Sha Yuxuan said, "Li Tianyi can hide his own aura but cannot hide the aura of others. In addition, the holy son of the heavenly demon sect rode a silver-ringed black bird all the way to Yang Zongguo. It was very bright on the road. It is not surprising at all to find out where the holy son of the heavenly demon sect died. The holy son of the heavenly demon sect is dead. Then I would like to congratulate you." Chong Rumiao raised her eyebrows and smiled. A rare smile appeared. She didn't like the holy son of the demon sect. During a friendly practice exchange between two sects, she was flirted with by a saint's son. Although she later beat the holy son into a state of disarray, she could not relieve her anger at all. The practice exchange is actually about sending disciples of this generation from both sides to have a friendly battle to see where the gap is between the new generation of geniuses on both sides. As two hostile forces, it is certainly impossible for them to have friendly exchanges. Usually it ends with one party being seriously injured and unable to fight. Chong Rumiao couldn't understand what these people were doing. They just fought when they fought, and they were barking and yelling. "Don't let those people from the heavenly demon sect hear what you said." They are like a mad dog now, biting whoever they catch. Ru Miao, the task of accompanying your junior sister to the Yongzhong kingdom this time is left to me, my master, to do it myself. You stay in Guiyi Sect and don't wander around. Sha Yuxuan is worried about Chong Rumiao. Now the Ziyang Mountains in Yongzhongguo have been almost occupied by people from the Tianmo sect. Will you take junior sister there yourself? Master, just leave such a small matter to me. You don't have to do this. Chong Rumiao usually quarrels with her master. But when it came time to get down to business, she respected her master very much. How could this be possible if the master came to take over his duties? Don't overthink it. I was worried that you wouldn't be able to protect Wind Spirit with your strength, so I took your place. Sha Yuxuan gave Chong Rumiao a roll of her eyes. Chong Rumiao felt resentful. Have you ever said this about your disciples? Fengyan Sect, you haven't come to see me for a long time, Zhang Shan. Isn't there something I need to tell you, senior? Li Tiany's Feiyan Peak never lacks customers. Someone I didn't expect came from the Ziyang Mountains. Senior, can you guess who it is? Zhang Shan said, covering his head with a headache. Let me guess. I guess he is from the Heavenly Demon sect of the Dingyang dynasty, right? Li Tianyi joked. This didn't surprise him. There must be something in the big sect that can monitor the life of his holy son at any time. The holy son will definitely come to investigate once he dies. Fortunately, I kept my cultivation hidden throughout the whole process. No, in other words, it has been turned on since he obtained this ability. Anyway, the lifespan consumed is not much. This is worthy of being a senior. Zhang Shan glanced at Li Tianyi unexpectedly. Is this the method of almighty power? You can have insight into everything happening in Yongzhongguo at any time. What Zhang Shan didn't know at all was that Li Tiankong was the culprit of all this. The people from the Heavenly Demon sector here, they shouldn't come to cause trouble for you, right? Li Tianyi asked. No, I am the leader of a country after all. Although I am not strong, the other party will not do this. Zhang Shan shook his head. At most, just call him over and ask. There is absolutely no risk to life. If a demon sect kills the leader of a country without the slightest excuse, then it is a real demon sect. The demons are evil but not stupid. If you do it too much, you will get burned. If you need help, yes. Li Tianyi chuckled. No matter what you say, it's all his doing. Li Tianyi is not the kind of character who lets others wipe his ass. Besides, he has adopted Zhang Shan's daughter, so strictly speaking, they are one family. You don't need senior's help for this, nephew. After briefly telling Li Tianyi the situation, Zhang Shan felt a lot more relaxed when he saw Li Tianyi looking calm and composed. I was panicking before, but I am no longer panicking. If the sky falls, there will be someone tall to hold it up. This was the first time Zhang Shan had such an intuitive feeling. Senior, Zhang Shan just left. Lei Heng from Jilei's sword sect came to the door. He smiled enthusiastically and said, Senior, I will introduce my sister to you, do you think it's okay? Your sister. Li Tianyi looked at Lei Heng's appearance. Could his sister also be the burly type? Senior, please don't worry. My sister looks like a fish and a geese, but she's just shy of a flower. Lei Heng noticed Li Tianyi's eyes and knew what Li Tianyi was thinking. He must prove it to his sister. Are you exaggerating a bit? Li Tianyi said angrily. Because the strongest women in Yongzhongguo all have high-grade spiritual roots, in fact, he had already planned to leave Yongzhongguo and visit the Dingyang dynasty. Chong Rumiao gave him a surprise last time. The world outside is still big. In the Yongzhong kingdom, top-grade spiritual roots were the limit, and in the Dingyang dynasty, there were even super-grade spiritual roots. I just don't know if there are any top-quality spiritual roots. I'm definitely not exaggerating. Senior, it would be great if you could meet my sister. Lei Heng patted his chest and said confidently. How dare I deceive my seniors? It was because his sister was pretty that she had the nerve to introduce her to his senior. Well, let's meet then. Li Tianyi had nothing to do. If Lei Heng's sister can do it, then marry Lei Heng's sister. After marrying Lei Heng's sister, he went to Yang Dynasty to have some fun. With the ability to teleport, he can travel everywhere. Okay, I'll go and notify my sister right away. Please wait for me, senior. Lei Heng smiled excitedly. It's finally done. No, it should be said that it's half done. Wen Lei Heng turned around and went back to inform his sister. A series of sharp auras suddenly rose from various mountain ranges. What's going on? Why is my sword out of control? My sword flew out. Come back quickly. No matter how you use your spiritual consciousness to control it, the spiritual sword will not be affected. The disciples of Fengyan sect were stunned on the spot. The swords hanging on the waists of some disciples seemed to be attracted by a powerful and unstoppable force. They all automatically flew out of their scabbards and flew towards the towering Feiyan peak not far away. The powerful and terrifying sword intent permeated the entire Fengyan sect. The disciples in Fengyan sect seemed to be cut by this sharp sword intent every step they took. They were so frightened that they stayed where they were and didn't dare to move at all. Li Tianyi raised his head and looked in the direction of the backyard. Husband, Sister Wang Langlang is giving birth. Wang Shuangyao suddenly ran to Li Tianyi and said. No wonder why such a fierce sword intent suddenly appeared. Li Tianyi suddenly realized, I almost forgot that the child in Wang Langlang's belly had an innate sword body. At first, Li Tianyi thought that the innate sword body was just an ordinary sword physique, but later he learned that the innate sword body was no weaker than the holy body. Industry specializing in surgery. Along the way of swordsmanship, the innate sword body is more powerful than some holy bodies. Husband, please go and have a look. Well, let's go. Backyard. Everyone's spiritual sword was summoned by the sword intention formed by the innate sword body. Thousands of flying swords circled in the sky, forming a natural sword array. Anyone who wants to get close will be driven away by the sharp edge generated by the sword array. The sword formation seems to exist to protect the birth of the innate sword body. Even Ji Yuqingxi, a nascent soul cultivator, was blocked from entering and could not help Wang Langlang give birth. I hope this little girl can cope with having a baby for the first time. Husband, you are finally here. Husband, please look quickly and see what happened to my sister. Why is there such a big movement? Husband, please see for yourself. The arrival of Li Tianyi was like a reassurance, which made the nervous hearts of the girls relax a lot. Because they all saw that Li Tianyi's face was very calm, without the slightest sense of nervousness. Whenever your husband shows such an expression, it means that your husband is sure to win. As their husband's women, they don't have to be nervous and anxious. The child in Wang Langlang's belly has an innate sword body. It is normal for this kind of abnormality to occur. The innate sword body is a very powerful one in heaven and earth. He is the son of swordsmen favored by heaven. The sword formation in the sky was formed to protect this child. Li Tianyi began to spread knowledge to his wives. Fortunately, the innate sword body, the most famous legendary physique on the continent, is recorded in Feng Yun Jing's ancient books. After all, he is too famous. It's hard not to record it. Then we just need to wait for Sister Wang Langlang now, right? Ji Yuqingxi asked. Yes, just wait slowly and it will be fine. Don't worry Shuangyao, your sister won't have it. Li Tianyi knows it very well. Among this group of people, the one who is most worried about Wang Langlang, besides himself, must be Wang Shuangyao's sister. Wang Shuangyao nodded. After a while, the sharp sword intent gradually began to dissipate, and the spiritual sword spinning in the sky began to disintegrate. Looking at the crumbling spiritual sword, Ji Yuqingxi waved her hand. The spiritual energy enveloped the group of spiritual swords and slowly fell to the ground. Avoid injuring others nearby. Younger sister, seeing that the sword formation blocking him finally disappeared. The first thing Wang Shuangyao did was to rush and to check on his sister. Unexpectedly the next moment, Sister Wang Langlang walked out with a child in her arms. Looking at her pale and pretty face, you can understand how much nutrition and spiritual energy this child has absorbed from Wang Langlang's body. It made even a golden elixir stage monk fall into weakness. My sister, it's okay. I can feel that the sword formation actually protected me. My husband is a boy. Wang Langlang smiled sincerely, picked up the child and showed it to Li Tianyi. The sword formation not only protected Li Tianyi's children, but also protected Wang Langlang, the mother. Name of heir, none. Luck, 89. Normal person is 10. Recent major event. I realize the perfect sword power at birth. In terms of understanding of the sword, I far surpassed my mother Wang Langlang. 89. Li Tianyi was shocked by the luck of the child in front of him. Who would have thought that this child's luck would be so high? You must know that even Li Yanmiao, the tallest child so far, only has luck of 67. Husband, please give the child a name. Wang smiled coldly and gently. Li Tianyi came back to his senses, closed his eyes, and after a while said calmly, "From now on, your name will be Li Xiaoyao." His luck is so high, coupled with his extremely talented swordsmanship. Li Tianyi gave the child a good name, Li Xiaoyao. I hope this kid doesn't live up to his name. Li Xiaoyao, what a good name. Wang Langlang's eyes lit up when he heard this. Li Xiaoyao, Xiaoyao. I hope that Xiaoyao can be like a swordsman, free in the world, free from the constraints of the world. Yard. Li Xiaoyao, who was just born on the second day, was lying in the arms of his mother Wang Lang, playing with his hands. There was a spiritual sword placed in front of him. Under his control, the spirit sword actually floated precariously in the air. Even though he is young, his sword intention is enough to affect the sword. Husband, this is a sword art I found from the Yusu Pavilion inheritance. I think it is very suitable for Xiaoyao to practice. When Du Mingxie heard about the birth of Wang Langlang's child, she had a vision of sword intent. It became clear that this child must be a swordsman genius in the future. In order not to waste his swordsmanship talent, Du Mingxie spent some effort and found an immortal sword art called Tianshao 9 swords from the inheritance of Yusu Pavilion. 9 swords of Tianshao, a sword is stronger than a sword. Du Mingxie read it himself. It was so obscure that it was impossible to learn it without any basic knowledge of kendo. It is quite suitable for Li Xiaoyao to practice. Tianshao 9 swords, when Xiaoyao becomes more sensible, let him practice with Tianshao 9 swords. Li Tianyi put away the 9 swords of Tianshao for Li Xiaoyao. Now Li Xiaoyao is just 1 day old, and he doesn't even know anyone in college. How can I practice sword skills? Unless a powerful monk directly gives Li Xiaoyao enlightenment. Generally, large families will choose this method to allow the genius to receive wisdom in advance and start practicing as quickly as possible. But Li Tianyi doesn't plan to do that. Li Xiaoyao should let him be more relaxed. No need to roll it up. Boom. Just as he was thinking about it, Li Xiaoyao accidentally lost control and manipulated the spiritual sword in front of him to cut off a Qingshan wood that Li Tianyi had worked so hard to plant. ... Forget it, let's let this child practice as soon as possible. Li Tianyi changed his attention. Otherwise, if Li Xiaoyao continues like this, all the flowers and plants he finally planted will be killed by Li Xiaoyao. I'm sorry, husband, I didn't keep an eye on Xiaoyao. Wang apologized coldly. The incident happened so suddenly that she had no time to control the spiritual sword with her sword intention. It's okay, little kids, they can't control their strength. They are very honest. Li Tianyi shook his head. He was really envious of the child's talent. I don't know when the system will be able to share a child's cultivation level, but also share the talent. If only this could be done. He can even cultivate to the nascent soul stage by himself. However, according to the system upgrade progress, Li Tianyi believes that this function should be available in the future. The next step is to work hard to make a baby. Have more children so that your system can be upgraded faster. Li Tianyi started his own business. The next 3 days, Li Tianyi made Lang Xiu, Zhang Huayu, Ji Yu Qingxi, and Bi Yu Menglan pregnant again. They all have high-grade spiritual roots, and Ji Yu Qingxi has a special physique, which also consumes a lot of life. In just 3 days, Li Tianyi spent 550,000 years of life. One step closer to a cumulative lifespan of tens of millions of years. And on this day, Mei Fengling is finally back. Not only that, she also brought a woman with extraordinary temperament to Fengyan Sect to see you, Li Tianyi. Husband, I miss you so much. Zhang Fengling threw herself into Li Tianyi's arms and rubbed her face greedily into Ji Tianyi's chest. Li Tianyi hugged Zhang Fengling and stroked her back gently, then focused on the woman behind her. At the same time, Zhang Fengling's master Sha Yuxuan was also sizing up Li Tianyi. So strange, I actually can't see through his realm. Sha Yuxuan frowned and felt something was wrong. I am a Taoist in the void refining stage, how can I not see through the realm of this man? No matter how top-notch a genius is, it is impossible for him to become a Taoist of Lianshu at the age of less than 100 years old, right? Could it be that some special technique was used to conceal the realm? If the other party has the means to conceal his aura, and he is a true lord in the divine transformation stage, he should be able to hide it from himself, a Taoist of void refining. Senior seems to be very interested in me and always looks at me. Li Tianyi noticed Sha Yuxuan's suspicious eyes and took the initiative to talk to him. Ah, by the way, husband, I almost forgot to introduce you to you. This is my master Sha Yuxuan, a Taoist practitioner of void refining. Zhang Fengling smiled awkwardly. Sha Yuxuan's identity was introduced. Sha Yuxuan bowed her head slightly to Li Tianyi. If Li Tianyi is really in the stage of becoming a god, he is indeed one of the best geniuses. There is no harm in being friendly with him. Hello, senior, my name is Li Tianyi, and I am Zhang Fengling's husband. Li Tianyi took the initiative to say hello. I can't see through your realm. Did you use some secret method to conceal your aura? Hear Li Tianyi's previous inquiry. Sha Yuxuan simply expressed her doubts. When we meet for the first time, we should be more honest. Senior noticed this. I did use some secret methods. Li Tianyi answered truthfully. Now that I have not yet received a blow from the great perfection of the void refining stage, I should just admit that I am the true lord of the great perfection of the divine transformation stage. There is no need to install it too high. After all, the Sha Yuxuan in front of her is a genuine Taoist Lianshuan. It would be a big mistake if the secret is revealed. Moreover, the 50-year-old Taoist Lianshu is really too frightened by the world. It's like the feeling of horror when you say that a 1-year-old child is the true king of gods. For Sha Yuxuan's age, Li Tianyi is indeed a child. Your method of concealing your aura is very good. Let me see your true state. In fact, Sha Yuxuan has always been somewhat doubtful about what Fengling told her. Can anyone really cultivate to the stage of divine transformation at such an age? She was worried that her good apprentice would be deceived. If Li Tianyi is a liar, she will take Fengling away without saying a word to save her from continuing to have contact with the liar. If Li Tianyi is really the true king of the god transformation stage, that was because his own spirit had surpassed the other party. This is the case in the world of immortality, where talent, background, and strength are all compared. All three are indispensable. Immediately afterwards, a terrifying aura emerged from Li Tianyi's body, which shocked Zhang Fengling. Is this the terror of true Lord transformation of gods? Although he is very different from his master, his husband is still young. One day you can surpass your master. The great perfection of divine transformation. Sha Yuxuan couldn't believe it and couldn't help but exclaimed. Husband, are you still the true king of the great perfection of divine incarnation? When Zhang Fengling heard what Sha Yuxuan said, she looked at Li Tianyi in surprise. A pair of beautiful eyes showed ripples. She originally thought that Li Tianyi's realm would be on the first or second level of spiritual transformation. Who would have expected that Li Tianyi would become the great perfection of God? This is just one step away from the master's practice of refining the void. So, you are about to enter the void refining stage. Sha Yuxuan exclaimed. I really have to accept it. There are such geniuses in the world. If you can be accepted as a disciple of Gai Sect, you will definitely become the first holy son of Gai Sect. You still need more precipitation. If you are promoted too quickly, your foundation will be a little unstable. Li Tianyi chuckled. In the eyes of outsiders, just package yourself as a genius. Anyway, his aura is here. Fortunately, when the system burns life and releases its cultivation, it can reveal its own aura. And you don't have to burn your million lifespan. It's a very good way to use it as an intimidation. You understand this. Indeed, if your realm rises too quickly, you will become passive in battles at the same realm. Sha Yuxuan glanced at Li Tianyi appreciatively. It seems that Li Tianyi knows this very well. After all, she could tell that Li Tianyi's aura was very solid. It is an aura that cannot be achieved by ordinary gods. I had this intention, so I deliberately suppressed my own strength and began to calm myself down. Li Tianyi followed Sha Yuxuan's words. You only need to tell your seniors the general situation, and they will figure it out on their own. Then he just borrowed the slope to get off the donkey. I won't disturb the sweetness of you two for the time being. I will walk on this mountain by myself. Master Sha Yuxuan was very sensible and made space for the couple. I started walking alone on this high mountain. As soon as Sha Yuxuan left, Zhang Fengling couldn't wait to say, "Husband, I am pregnant." "Really? This is really great. How about giving birth to the baby here and then leaving?" Li Tianyi was not surprised at all. He just has a way to make his wife 100% pregnant. "Well, I have to ask Master about this. If Master doesn't agree, I can't do anything about it." Zhang Fengling said, annoyed. "My husband is indeed very strong, but the problem is that the Master is a Taoist of Lianshu. 0. Even stronger than her husband. He is also a disciple of Gai Sect and the Master's apprentice. The teacher's orders were not accepted. But if Li Tianyi forced her to stay, she would still stand behind her husband." Zhang Fengling was worried that doing so would cause her husband to get into trouble. "I just had a chat with Senior Shaw. I think she is an easy person to talk to. It will be nice to have a chat with her then." Li Tianyi stroked Zhang Fengling's hair and smiled. This is exactly how he feels. Sha Yuxuan doubted herself so much at first because she was simply afraid that he had deceived Zhang Fengling. After confirming that Li Tianyi was not lying, she completely put down her hostility. Halfway up the mountain, Sha Yuxuan strolled alone in the garden, looking at the various flowers growing around her. She didn't expect that Li Tianyi, the young god transformation lord, was quite idle. "Who are you? Why haven't we seen you at Feiyan Peak?" At this time, a beautiful and delicate little girl stood in front of Sha Yuxuan. Not only that, there were many children behind her. Looking at these children, Sha Yuxuan did not show any condescension as a Taoist priest of Lianshu. Instead, like a gentle sister, she chuckled and said, "My name is Sha Yuxuan, and I am the guest of the owner of Feiyan Peak." "Who are you?" Sha Yuxuan felt that with Li Tianyi's level of strength, he should be the master of Feiyan Peak. "You are our father's guest. But we have never seen you. You are Li Tianyi's children. What a shame." Sha Yuxuan had heard from Zhang Fengling that Li Tianyi had a wife and children. But she didn't expect there to be so many. "Is this the so-called young man? I really can't control myself." Now Sha Yuxuan believed that the other party was very young. Otherwise, it would be impossible for any other true lord of divine transformation to give birth to so many children. Furthermore, Li Tianyi's luck is so good to be able to have so many heirs. For other god-transforming true lords, it is good enough to have 1 or 2 children. Sha Yuxuan met so many children like Li Tianyi for the first time. She knelt down and put her hands on her children's shoulders with a smile. "Your father is both Ji Tianzuo." "Yes, Li Tianyi is our father." The little girl standing in front of Sha Yuxuan was Li Muru. Her mother is Meng Jingwei. "Jujusan, you, 3rd level of Qi training. You actually have cultivation." "No, you all have cultivation." Sha Yuxuan was shocked again. In this shock, she subconsciously used her spiritual energy to penetrate into Li Muru's meridians and learned that Li Muru had a high-grade spiritual root of the wood system. It turns out to be a high-grade spiritual root of the wood type. No wonder he can achieve such cultivation at such an age. What about the other children? While shocked by Sha Yuxuan's beautiful eyes, she discovered. All children, all have top-grade spiritual roots. Simply unbelievable. One was an accident, but what about 5, 6, 7 or 8? Isn't this still a surprise? Could it be that Li Tianyi has some ability to change the spiritual roots of his descendants? Impossible. It is absolutely impossible for this kind of ability to appear in the world. Sha Yuxuan is well informed. When she was young, it was not like she had never been to Zhongzhou. "I have seen a lot of things myself. I have also heard of some methods that can improve spiritual roots. But this method is extremely difficult to achieve. Even if Li Tianyi had it, it would be impossible for all of his children to have high-grade spiritual roots." And she has also seen that some children not only have high-grade spiritual roots, but also super-grade spiritual roots and top-grade spiritual roots. The ultimate spiritual root. Even in the Gai sect, they are treated like children of saints. Then how terrifying will Li Tianyi's own talent be? Sha Yuxuan took back her mind, stood up slowly, and looked at the children with complex eyes. "It seems that I have to find an opportunity to ask Li Tianyi. This is really terrible, if it weren't for the fact that these children are full of righteousness." She even doubted whether Li Tianyi fell into the magic way and used children to test the magic method. Afternoon, sunset. Red clouds filled the sky, and the orange-red sunset fell on the land, like bursts of flames burning. Li Tianyi specially called all his wives and children to have a meal with this truly pure and beautiful master. Since we are inviting Taoist Lianshu to dinner, naturally, this meal cannot be ordinary. They are all made of spiritual rice and the meat of various monster beasts. When eaten in the stomach, it can be completely transformed into the spiritual energy needed by oneself. After having enough wine and food, the wife took the children and left one after another. Seeing that only she and Li Tianyi were left here, Xia Yuxuan finally spoke. When I was walking around today, I saw quite a few of your children. Xia Yuxuan found a topic and said, "It's not bad. Counting the youngest son who was just born not long ago, I now have a total of 25 children." Li Tianyi smiled. 25. Xia Yuxuan was stunned. After working on it for a long time, I didn't see everything I saw this afternoon. If all these children grow up, Li Kai can become a Li family of his own. All family members have high-grade spiritual roots. Even the top family in Zhongzhou cannot guarantee that all members have spiritual roots. Many marginal family members are ordinary people or people with relatively poor spiritual roots. Senior, don't be surprised. I don't have any hobbies in my daily life. Apart from growing flowers and grass, I just have children. Li Tianyi said, "I like having children. Ahem, Li Tianyi, what I actually want to tell you is that your children seem to have high-grade spiritual roots. Strictly speaking, the worst ones are all high-grade spiritual roots. Do you have anything in your hands that can improve your child's abilities?" Xia Yuxuan stopped talking to Li Tianyi. Let's get straight to the point. Directly point out the reason why he chatted with Li Tianyi. For this reason, she even deliberately set aside Zhang Fengling. Improve children's abilities. Well, I don't know, Senior, have you ever heard of the ancient kidney body? Li Tianyi smiled in her heart. I knew that when Xia Yuxuan was strolling around in the afternoon, she would definitely notice the difference in her child. I'm just waiting for you, Xia Yuxuan, to ask questions. Ancient kidney body. Xia Yuxuan had never heard of it. Do you still have this kind of physique? Subsequently, Li Tianyi told Xia Yuxuan the information about the ancient kidney body. He must use Xia Yuxuan to go to a bigger stage. Long. Xia Yuxuan took a breath. Hiss, do you really have such a terrifying physique? Simply unheard of. Unprecedented. Unheard of. Senior, if you don't believe it, you can try to wait for a while. Li Tianyi said. Try, what do you mean? Xia Yuxuan looked Li Tianyi up and down. Although Li Tianyi is indeed a genius, she has to have love with him as soon as they meet. Maybe the progress is too fast. Again, it is true that she has never had a Taoist companion, but she is not so hungry and unbearable. For a moment, Zhen Yu looked at Li Tiankong in a strange way. She seemed to understand what Li Tianyi said about the joy of having children. Unknown. I thought Li Tianyi was from the Heihuan sect. Senior, don't get me wrong. I don't mean what you think. My attempt is to wait until Zhang Fengling gives birth to the child, and you will know. Li Tianyi seemed to have misunderstood what she meant when she saw Xia Yuxuan. He quickly added another sentence to explain. He really didn't mean it. After all, he didn't think that his charm power could make Taoist Lianshu unable to help himself when he saw him. What you said makes some sense. It just so happened that I finally went out and stayed in this Yonglei country for a while. Watch out for some trouble by the way. Xia Yuxuan thought about it and thought Li Tianyi's idea was good. Then stay in Yangzhongguo and wait for Zhang Fengling's disciple's child to be born, then you will know the truth. Trouble. Li Tianyi didn't understand. Yes, maybe you don't know yet, but something happened in the Ziyang mountains of Yangzhongguo. The disciples of the heavenly demon sect and his guardians all died in the Ziyang mountains. The people from the heavenly demon sect are going crazy. They are all investigating the situation in the Ziyang mountains. Xia Yuxuan herself is a Taoist at the 6th level of void refining. With her in charge, there is no fear that the people from the Tianmo sect will take action against Yang Jingguo. I wonder what the realm of senior is. 6th level of virtual refining. During this period, the safety of Yang Zongguo will be entrusted to you, senior. It doesn't have to be like this. Yang Zongguo is Fengling's home, and you are Fengling's husband. This is what I should do as a master. The 6th level of void refining is indeed not weak anymore. There are 6 talented Lianshu Taoists in Gai Sect. There are 5 members of Tianmo Sect. Sha Yuxuan's strength ranks among the top 10 in the entire Dingyang dynasty. With such strength, unless the Tianmo Sect goes crazy and wants to start a complete war with the Guiyi Sect. Otherwise, Sha Yuxuan would be given more or less face. Where Sha Yuxuan rested tonight, Ji Tianwei specially tidied up the empty room for Sha Yuxuan. I hope Senior Sha Yuxuan won't dislike it. But she probably wouldn't mind it. Li Tianyi did not tell her what the empty room was used for. To prevent this Taoist Lianshu from getting angry. Just because you have a good temper is good, it doesn't mean you don't have anger. Don't regard other people's tenderness as the courage to challenge the other person again and again. So far, Sha Yuxuan lived in Feiyan Peak of Fengyan Sect. With Sha Yuxuan, a senior, Li Tianyi and his wife restrained themselves. From every night at the beginning, it was changed to once every 2 days. But how could this kind of movement be hidden from Sha Yuxuan, the Taoist Lianshuan? Even though they were several rooms apart, Sha Yuxuan could still hear the screams in that room clearly. Have you made any mistake? This happens every now and then. Even the true Lord of Transformation God will be sucked dry, right? Sha Yuxuan sat on the bed in her room. Cross your legs and close your eyes to relax. But the sounds that came from time to time in her ears could not calm her down. So she couldn't help but say something. I really don't know. Li Tianyi puts his mind into this kind of place. Why can he achieve the position of the God-transforming true king at such a young age? Does this mean that if Li Tianyi practices seriously, his realm can be even higher? Forget it. I am not Li Tianyi's master, so what do I want to do with these things? Sha Yuxuan took back her thoughts. In the end, she chose to use her consciousness to block her hearing. Otherwise, anyone else might not be able to stay focused. Time passes like this little by little. 8 months later. The child in Zhang Fengling's belly was born. Boom. The wind is blowing. This vision of heaven and earth was very similar to when Zhang Weiyu's child was born. The only difference is, with the birth of the body of Xu Feng, even when the wind seemed violent, it still had a calm aura. As if this wind would not hurt him. But the hurricane body is completely different. Endless hurricanes formed around Feiyan Peak. It caused considerable damage to the buildings on other hills. Countless amounts of sand and bricks flew up. The elders in Fengyan Sect were attracted to move, and they used their own strength to stabilize these things. Feiyan Peak itself had no impact at all. It can be seen that it is Sha Yuxuan's power that prevents the hurricane from affecting this mountain peak in the slightest. Taoist Lianshu is so terrifying. Compared with Li Tianyi, the fake god transformation true lord, he is much stronger. This strengthened Li Tianyi's determination. Sure enough, it is still necessary to have more children and let them practice for themselves. Otherwise, the improvement in strength would be a bit too slow. The other thing is to upgrade the system as soon as possible. A quarter of an hour later, the hurricane vision began to dissipate, and Shine also withdrew his own methods. Let the breeze blow into Feiyan Peak. Li Tianyi took Sha Yuxuan to the door where Zhang Fengling gave birth. Zhang Fengling was seen holding her child and walking out with a maternal smile. Husband, it's a girl. Zhang Fengling smiled lightly. She likes them all, whether they are boys or girls. With wind spiritual roots and hurricane body, your name is Li Fengjing. Li Tianyi said. He later named the children based on their spiritual roots. If it is a fire spiritual root, then the word representing fire will be used. Like Li Xiaoyao, it was an unexpected situation. With his innate sword body and top-grade fire spiritual roots, he felt that the name Li Xiaoyao was more suitable for this child. Congratulations, Li Tianyi, you have another daughter, or, the best wind spiritual root. It seems that you do have this special physique. Sha Yuxuan looked at Li Tianyi faintly. I thought Li Tianyi was joking with me. There must be some treasure in his hand. In the end, the treasure that improved his talent was Li Tianyi himself. I have said it before, Senior, I am an honest gentleman, how could I deceive you, Senior? Li Tianyi had already thought of Sha Yuxuan's expression at this moment. Very surprised. Ji Yu Qingxi and the others were like this before. Even the great masters in the Mahayana period would probably act like this if they knew there was such a constitution in the world. This has truly changed their understanding of the world. It's true that you didn't lie to me. I am the one who saves you. Sha Yuxuan admitted. She had indeed doubted Li Tianyi before. Well, why are there such perverted physiques in the world? By the way, Li Tianyi, you don't care that you have many wives, right? Sha Yuxuan asked suddenly. The other party probably won't. Otherwise, it would be impossible for those sounds to be heard every now and then. Of course I don't care anymore, senior, I have this magical physique, so of course I want to have more children. Li Tianyi knew that Sha Yuxuan had heard all the recent sounds. He deliberately did not set up a formation just to let Sha Yuxuan hear. It's not that he has the habit of making people listen to him. It's just that I want Sha Yuxuan to know the benefits that the ancient kidney body has brought to me. In addition to giving birth to children with spiritual roots, it can also increase one's own physical fitness. I'll introduce you to someone. If you like each other, we can get married. How about that? Sha Yuxuan expressed her thoughts. One person. For some reason, Chong Rumiao's appearance suddenly appeared in Li Tianyi's mind. Maybe the person Sha Yuxuan wanted to introduce to herself was Chong Rumiao. In order to determine your own thoughts, Li Tianyi took the initiative and asked, could this person be Fairy Chong? Huh, you are quite smart. I really want to introduce this girl to you. Sha Yuxuan said unexpectedly. Before she could say anything, Li Tianyi guessed it. Among his disciples, the one that troubled Sha Yuxuan the most was Chong Rumiao. This girl's temperament is too cold. You are still able to open your heart to your own people. Since Li Tianyi has the ability of the ancient kidney body, he might as well become a matchmaker. Just let Chong Rumiao marry Li Tianyi. There is a genius as a man, but it is his disciple Chong Rusha who has love with Ji Tianlu. If Fairy Chong is willing, of course I have no objection at all. Super spiritual roots. Li Tianyi is looking forward to it. So far, Li Tianyi has never given birth to a child with perfect spiritual roots. Her opinion is not important. Anyway, your words are enough. As a good master, Sha Yuxuan said Chong Rumiao's opinion was not important. It just so happened that Chong Rumiao had the audacity to quarrel with his master a while ago. Just marry her off. Let Chong Rumiao mature. This should make him respect his master more. I heard Sha Yuxuan say that Chong Rumiao's opinion was not important. Li Tianyi was stunned. Did Fairy Chong Rumiao actually listen to Sha Yuxuan like this? This did not occur to him. When I met Chong Rumiao before, I didn't see that Chong Rumiao was such a person. Seeing that Zhang Fengling's child was born successfully, he still had the best spiritual roots and a special physique. Sha Yuxuan should have left with Zhang Fengling. I plan to take Zhang Fengling and your child Li Fengjing to the Gai Sect. What do you think? Sha Yuxuan discussed with Li Tianyi. Li Tianyi is an extremely talented person who cultivates immortality. Sha Yuxuan would definitely not be stupid enough to offend Li Tianyi. In addition, Li Tianyi has such a special ancient kidney body, sooner or later his family will be stronger than Gui Yisong. Being at odds with such a person is only something that a person would do. Therefore, when proposing this idea, Sha Yuxuan will seek Li Tianyi's opinion. If Li Tianyi refuses to take the child to the Gai Sect, Sha Yuxuan will never use coercion. Yes, compared to Fengyan Sect, Gai Sect is indeed more suitable for Li Fengjing's growth. I have no objection. Li Tianyi shook his head. It just so happened that I had a son, Li Feng, who was in Gai Sect. When the time comes, tell Li Feng and let him take care of his little sister. The most important thing is that with Li Fengjing being taken there, Li Tianyi can have one more coordinate in Gai Sect. Why not? With the ability to teleport, he doesn't have to worry about not seeing his child for a long time. You agreed very decisively. I thought you would disagree. Sha Yuxuan glanced at Li Tianyi curiously. Through previous interactions with those children, it is obvious that Li Tianyi is very good to his children. As a qualified father, would he allow his child to leave his side just after he was born? This point puzzled Sha Yuxuan. But since Li Tianyi agreed, then this is the best. He brought a genius with the best spiritual roots and special physique to Gai Sect. When the lord of the clan knows this, he will definitely praise himself. With such a terrifying talent, she must have the status of a saint when she grows up. Currently, the most powerful saint in the Gai sect is a top-quality spiritual root with 3 attributes. There is no special physical bonus yet. With the same level of spiritual roots, people with special physiques are definitely better. It's all for the sake of the children. Gui Yizong is one of the 3 major forces of the Dingyang dynasty. I believe it is much better for my children to stay in Gui Yizong than staying with me. For example, many resources are not available to me, but they are very easy to obtain in Gai sect. W. Sha Yuxuan was slightly surprised by Li Tianyi's words. A man worthy of being a father. Naturally, I think much more than some young people. Indeed, there are resources to unite the sect. Li Fengjing's talent is so good, she will definitely be cultivated by Gai sect. Being a genius can grow quickly. This is good for both Li Tianyi and Gui Yizong, and both parties benefit. I will return to the Gai sect in 3 days, and you don't have to worry about the heavenly demon sect for the time being. According to my latest information, all the people from the Tianmo sect have evacuated from the Ziyang Mountains. Sha Yuxuan thought about leaving 3 days for Li Tianyi to spend time with her daughter. No matter what, he is still the child's father. It would be better to let them have more contact with you. If possible, she would actually like to recruit Li Tianyi to the Gui family to be the holy son. At the age of 50, he has achieved great perfection. Enough to become the first holy son of Gai sect. Sha Yuxuan had talked to Li Tianyi one night before and told her about this matter. Unfortunately, Li Tianyi refused. The reason why Li Tianyi rejected Sha Yuxuan was simple. If you become a holy son, there will definitely be more inevitable battles. After all, you are the sect's holy son. The son's place is limited. If other sect disciples want to climb up, they must defeat the holy son and replace him. This is allowed within the sect. And there is also a status ranking among the holy sons. The higher the son's status in the sect, the more resources he will receive. If he becomes the strongest holy son by then, the second holy son will definitely challenge him frequently. No matter how much life Li Tianyi has, he can't afford it. For now, it's better to play it safe. The people from the heavenly demon sect have evacuated. Did they find any clues? Although he is very confident in his aura concealment. But Li Tianyi is still a little worried about whether he will leave anything behind when he leaves. The wall is ventilated under the sky. No, they returned without success, so I'm afraid the Yue demon sect has been very angry recently. When Sha Yuxuan said this, she couldn't help laughing. As the mortal enemy of Tianmo sect, Gai sect, I learned that the holy son of the heavenly demon sect died without any explanation in the Ziyang Mountains of the Yangzong Kingdom. I really want to celebrate with a cannon salute right now. Who told you, the demon sect, not to deal with me? But let's say they are mortal enemies. Even until now, the Tianmo sect has not doubted that it was Gui Yi sect's handiwork. The person who knows you best must be your enemy. The Tianmo sect knew very well that it was impossible for the Gui Yi sect to do such a thing. Angry. What will they do when they are angry? Li Tianyi asked with a smile. Who knows? This is not something we can know. You are right, Tianyi. Sha Yuxuan shrugged. Then he looked at Li Tianyi with playful eyes. Who did this thing? At first Sha Yuxuan was not the subject of speculation. But now she has one, and that is Li Tianyi. In the entire Yangzong kingdom, there was the only person who had the strength to kill the holy son of the heavenly demon sect and his protectors quietly. Except for Li Tianyi, there is no one else. And now that Li Tianyi's reputation is so great in Yangzongguo, it won't be long before the Tianmo sect will suspect Ji Tianji of being a traitor. Sha Yuxuan planned to talk to Li Tianyi about this matter before leaving. As for now, of course, he wanted to tease his little apprentice's daughter. Li Fengjing inherited her parents' good looks, so she wanted to be cute. Sha Yuxuan, who has no Taoist partner, wants to find a Taoist partner and a lovely daughter. Li Tianyi smiled but said nothing. He knew that Sha Yuxuan suspected him. He is a Taoist of Lianshu. If you don't doubt him, you would be really stupid. But Sha Yuxuan did have a very good impression of Li Tianyi. Coupled with Li Tianyi's amazing potential, Sha Yuxuan did not intend to offend him. Time passes like this little by little. In the blink of an eye. 3 days passed. Sha Yuxuan summoned the ferry boat she carried with her. Zhang Fengling and Li Tianyi were tender for a moment, then she hugged the child and reluctantly left Li Tianyi's side and boarded the ferry boat. Tianyi, you are the one who destroyed the holy son of the heavenly demon sect, right? Sha Yuxuan chuckled. Senior noticed it. Li Tianyi didn't hide it at all. Following Sha Yuxuan's words, she admitted that this was what she had done. If I can't even see this, Master Lianshu would be really stupid. Let me remind you, your influence in Yang Zongguo is very high, and Tianmozong will find out about you sooner or later. Even if you hadn't killed their holy son, they would have used you as a scapegoat to vent their anger. Sha Yuxuan knew the temperament of Tianmo sect very well. How can they be the kind of people who lose face and don't know how to get it back? Once they know that there is a person like Li Tianyi in Yangzong, they will definitely keep an eye on Li Tianyi. When the time comes to search to no avail, Li Tianyi will definitely become the target of Tian Demon Sect to vent their anger. The Demon Sect doesn't care what the truth is. He just needs to show others what the consequences will be if he offends the Heavenly Demon Sect. I have already thought of this. Senior, please rest assured that people from the Heavenly Demon Sect will never cause trouble for me. Li Tianyi already had countermeasures. Looking at your confident look, I know that the Heavenly Demon Sect has provoked someone I shouldn't have provoked. Anyway, if you encounter trouble that cannot be solved, you are welcome to come to Gai Sect to find me. I am extremely happy to help a genius who has not yet grown up. A golden light flashed in Sha Yuxuan's hand. A black token appeared in her hand. Then the heavy token was thrown into Li Tianyi's hands. Li Tianyi took the token and said, "Thank you, Senior. I hope that the next time we meet, you will still be as high-spirited as you are today." Sha Yuxuan's words are not a yin and yang of Li Tianyi. I sincerely hope that Li Tianyi is safe and sound. Under Li Tianyi's gaze, the huge immortal boat slowly sailed away from Fengyan Sect. I need to go out. As soon as Sha Yuxuan and the others left, Li Tianyi returned to the yard and told his wife and children the news. It's time to take action. I don't want to bring the battlefield to Fengyan Sect. Mainly because the children and wife are here, it will be a bit troublesome. After that, he planned to find a paradise in the cave to settle his family. Now I can only continue to stay in Fengyan Sect, so as not to cause any other trouble. Husband, what are you planning to do? Can you tell us a few things, and we will try to help. Ji Yu Qingxi said on behalf of the women's thoughts. They don't want to be the women hiding behind Li Tianyi. I am Li Tianyi's wife. Shouldn't a wife help her husband at critical moments? It's not a big deal, just leave it to me. Li Tianyi stood up with a smile and pressed Ji Yu Qingxi's shoulders. Your only mission is to pay attention to the children in your belly and take care of them. Leave the rest to me. Li Tianyi himself has the ability to teleport. Wives don't. How could Li Tiantian call Ji Yu Qingxi and the others for such a risky matter? Again, he alone is enough for this matter. Okay, no matter what, if you need us, please just ask. No problem. Dingyang Dynasty. Father. Li Feng bowed down respectfully. Just as he was about to step forward to pour tea for his father, he was stopped by Li Tianyi. No need, I just used you to come to Dingyang Dynasty, there are other things that need to be done. Li Tianyi stopped Li Feng from showing his filial piety. First time coming to Dingyang Dynasty. Unexpectedly, it was just to solve the problem of Tianmo Sect. Do you need my help? Father. Li Feng sat up straight and asked. No need, your mission now is to enter the golden elixir stage as quickly as possible, don't even think about anything else. Li Tianyi smiled. Li Feng indeed did not disappoint him. Li Feng's current state has reached the 5th level of foundation building. This is the second time he has entered the foundation building period. Later on, the growth rate during the foundation building period will become faster and faster. In order to worry about others knowing the skills he practiced, Li Feng specially completed some sect tasks. Got a private small yard to live in. Father, please rest assured, within half a year, I will definitely enter the golden elixir stage. Li Feng said with confidence. I see your determination, come on, boy. Li Tianyi and his son briefly talked about old times. Just hide your own breath. He left quietly from Gai Sect. The sect's formation didn't detect that a stranger had entered the sect, and he went out without a sound. Not to mention the elders who were busy with their own affairs. Outside, is this the Dingyang Dynasty? It looks much richer than the Yang Zongguo. Looking at the magnificent and vibrant city in front of me. Li Tianyi couldn't help but sigh. Compared with the Dingyang dynasty, Yangzhongguo was like a rural area. Is the gap between dynasty and kingdom so big? Li Tianyi began to wonder what Zhongzhou would be like. But I thought that there was still business to do in Dingyang dynasty. Li Tianyi is not playful. I gave up my inner thoughts of wandering around and asked a random passerby. Know the location of Tianmo Sect. Heavenly Demon Sect. Half a day passed. Li Tianyi finally arrived at the door of Tianmo Sect that he wanted. Repeating the same trick again. Using his burning lifespan to cover his aura, he easily entered the Heavenly Demon Sect. When he mixed into the Tianmo Sect, to avoid being too conspicuous, Li Tianyi had already equipped himself with the clothes of the Heavenly Demon Sect and put them on himself. He had met the Holy Son of the Heavenly Demon Sect before. Of course he knows what the clothes of the Demon Sect look like. Senior brother, do you know where the saints and saints usually live? Li Tianyi immediately stopped a Tianmo Sect disciple. Holy Son and Holy Lady. Junior brother, you don't want to challenge, right? You just happened to catch up today, and now they are accepting the challenge in the square. If you're lucky, you might be able to catch it. The demon disciple finished speaking. Just keep lowering your head and sweeping the floor. He originally wanted to join in the fun. However, at the critical moment, he acted stupidly and was punished by the master to sweep the floor here. Thank you, senior brother, for reminding me. Li Tianyi flew towards the square quickly. Aren't your Heavenly Demon Sect looking for the culprit who killed the Holy Son? I'm going to appear in front of you now. In front of all of you, I will kill another Holy Son to come. In the void refining stage. He is invincible. Heavenly Demon Sect. Zongmin Square. One by one, the challengers of the sons and saints were knocked to the ground unable to move. There are 4 saint sons and 2 saint girls in Tianmo Sect. That adds up to 6. Although the Holy Son from last time died, the Heavenly Demon Sect immediately replaced him with a talented disciple. Except for the saints and challengers. There is also an elder standing here who has reached the perfect state of becoming a god. He stayed here to prevent the saints and saints from taking advantage of the challenger's unstable aura to steal from the opponent after losing. It is true that Tianmo Sect is a demon sect, but their treatment of geniuses is no worse than that of the righteous sect. Is there any challenger today? If not, today's challenge will be over. The elders watching the game saw that no challenger showed up. He stepped forward in the air, facing everyone's city road. It's not every day that you challenge the sun. Basically once every 6 months. So Li Tianyi is quite lucky. Today, I encountered the challenge of the saints and saints. Wait a moment, I want to challenge. Li Tianyi hiding in the crowd. Seeing that none of the saints and saints had reached the perfection of the divine transformation stage, I immediately had an idea in my mind. Because there is also a true monarch who has reached the stage of becoming a god and has reached perfection at the scene. He couldn't act rashly for the time being, lest his plan fail. You want to challenge. You are a golden elixir stage monk, are you sure? The elder noticed the golden elixir aura emerging from Li Tianyi's body. How dare a mere Jindan Taoist challenge the divine transformation monarch? I'm sure, and I'm not just challenging one person, I'm challenging everyone. Wow, everyone who was about to leave suddenly burst into an uproar. What Li Tianyi said just now was extremely arrogant. As long as the cultivation level of the golden core stage is not beaten to death by the saints' sons and saints, it is considered good. He is so arrogant that he wants to challenge all the saints and saints. Does this guy not know how to write the word, death? It would really anger the saints and saints. As demonic people, if they kill Li Tianyi, no one will stand up for justice. Li Tianyi ignored everyone's words and slowly rose up on the flying sword, arriving in front of the same height as the saints and saints. Seeing Li Tianyi in front of him and the flying sword, the saints and saints were almost laughed out of anger. Could it be that the stupid boy in front of me has his brain damaged? Li Tianyi looked at the saints and saints who happened to be in a row in front of him, and he smiled softly. I'm a good person. I'm just here to give you a lift. You don't need to thank me. Boom. Hidden beneath Li Tianyi's smile. It is a cruel and terrifying dragon. Originally, the saints and saints did not pay attention to Li Tianyi, who was in the golden elixir stage. He was not wary of Li Tianyi at all. Unexpectedly, Li Tianyi's sudden attack left them all stunned in midair. This is This is the breath of the great perfection of divine transformation. No. Boom. Space vibrates. The void shattered. Without the slightest chance to resist, the saints and saints in front of them all turned into a bloody mist floating in the air under Li Tianyi's blow. Some treasures exploded from the space ring were quickly collected by Li Tianyi. So fast, the elders who were guarding the place had no time to react. When he reacted, he seemed to understand something. It seems that all the saints and saints of my heavenly demon sect are dead. How dare you? The elder who came back to his senses was furious. He aimed his 2 fingers together at Li Tianyi, hoping to capture Ji Tianyi in one go. There was no trace of fear on Li Tianyi's face. Burning 1,000,000 lifespans again, he threw out the God transformation perfection blow. It is also the strength of the great perfection of divine transformation. The terrifying fluctuations caused by the collision of the 2 forces shook all the surrounding disciples away. How could they intervene in the battle of the true monarch of transformation God? The opponent's power is too strong. Even the elders who had attained the great perfection of divine transformation were knocked backwards by the impact. The situation here. In an instant, other elders from Tianmo sect were attracted. Taoist Lianshu came to the square, looking at the blood mist floating in the air and the calm and composed Li Tianlu in front of him. They haven't figured out the situation yet. Until a middle-aged man with a resolute face, calm composure and high energy appeared. All the life crystals of the Saint Sun and Saint Maiden were shattered. The man said bitterly, "What?" As soon as these words came out, the Lianshu Taoists were all so shocked that their pupils shrank. What the hell is going on? How come the saints and saints? Wait a minute. Does this mean that the remaining blood in the air belongs to the Holy Sun and Saint? Because the saints and saints are in the sect, their guardians are not around. Who knew that such an attack would happen again within the sect? Who are you? Why did you come to our heavenly demon sect to kill the saints and saints? This middle-aged man is clearly the leader of the heavenly demon sect. Tu Anji, a Taoist at the 8th level of Lianshu. It doesn't matter who I am. As for why I want to kill your holy son and saint, there is no reason. I just want to do it. Li Tianyi has a disguise mask on his face, coupled with the method of hiding the aura. Even if he saw Tu Anji again without hiding his aura behind him, he would definitely not recognize him. Ha ha ha. Tu Anji was not angry but smiled. Boy, you are crazy. 0. Although I don't know why you did this, have you ever thought that once you get here, you won't be able to leave? Demon sect. There are 7 elders in total. The 4 are Taoist Lianshu. In addition, he is an 8th level Taoist of void refining. Unless you are a combined Taoist. Otherwise, you will have to stay here even if you reach the realm of perfection. In order to prevent this kid from escaping, the other 4 Lianshu Taoists blocked Li Tianyi. There was no trace of panic in Li Tianyi's eyes. On the contrary, he said calmly, I heard that you are still offering a reward for me. Now, I am coming to find you. Can I ask you for a reward? So, you were responsible for the last Ziyang Mountains incident. Tu Anji narrowed his eyes. The anger couldn't stop coming out and burning. The aura around him became violent. Since the establishment of Tianmo sect, nothing so serious has ever happened. Of course, they are too much of an eyesore, so I can just kill them for them, isn't that okay? Li Tianyi said with a sigh of relief. Very good, very good. Since you have admitted it, just stay here. Don't worry, I won't let you die so soon. Tu Anji was ready to torture Li Tianyi. In front of all the monks of the Dingyang dynasty, tell them what the price is for offending the heavenly demon sect. I'm really sorry, I can't do what you want. I'll give you a piece of advice. Next time, take good care of your saintly son and saintly daughter. The words just fell. Whoosh. Li Tianyi disappeared in front of everyone without warning. Chapter 91. Where are the people? I didn't detect any aura. Impossible. Even if you use secret techniques and talismans, it's impossible to run away without a trace. Find it for me. Tu Anji was furious. The culprit who killed the sons and saints just disappeared in front of him. He, the leader of the heavenly demon sect, was about to be completely disgraced. It's not just him. There are also the 4 elders in the surrounding realm of Lianshu Taoist. Being tricked like this by a true lord in the great perfection stage of divine transformation, and being spread to the outside world, where would the face of their heavenly demon sect be put? The disciples were so frightened that they trembled on the spot and looked at each other. Now, the Tianmo sect will lose all face in the Dingyang dynasty. As disciples of the heavenly demon sect, they would definitely not spread such embarrassing news. The issue is, not all the disciples of the Tianmo sect are members of the tribe. People from other forces also infiltrated into it. Everyone knows this. Fengyan sect. Exciting. Li Tianyi moved to one of her children. Patting the somewhat dazed child on the shoulder, he returned to his residence. In fact, when Taoist Lianshu appeared, Li Tianyi was thinking about whether to activate teleportation and leave directly. But after much thought, he decided not to use it for the time being. Look at the other party's arrogance. It can be seen that they did not take him seriously at all. Li Tianyi took advantage of their carelessness, made some remarks, and then used his teleportation ability to leave. Stay any longer. If Taoist Lianshu takes action, he may not even have time to open the teleportation. Next, I will stay at Feiyan Peak for the time being. Wait for your children to grow up. This time, he used the power of the perfect divine transformation stage twice, consuming 2 million lifespans. Fortunately, these saints have a lot of spiritual stones in their space rings. Li Tianyi took out the harvest from his trip and put all the spirit stones out to absorb. Some low-grade spiritual stones were bombarded by fluctuations. Fortunately, high-grade spiritual stones and medium-grade spiritual stones are hard enough and can be preserved. It took Li Tianyi a long time to finally absorb the pile of spiritual stones. A total of 10 million years of life were absorbed. In other words, Li Tianyi not only made no losses during this trip, but also made a profit. In addition to spiritual stones, there are also various techniques and magic weapons. After all, these are given to the Holy Son and the Holy Daughter by the Heavenly Demon Sect. I can't give it to the children. Anyway, it's all magic power. I'll sell it all. Such a level of magic power. Li Tianyi doesn't like it himself, but others can definitely like it. As long as the spirit stones offered are low enough, there will always be people who risk incurring the wrath of the demon sect and pay for the techniques. The worst case scenario is to buy the exercises and run away. The monks in Yangzhongguo realm will definitely not be able to digest these techniques. It will also attract the demon sect to come over. Li Tianyi's best sales opportunity is to go to Dingyang dynasty, where the monks are more courageous. The most important thing is to be rich enough. Unlike the monks in Yangzhong, except for the big forces, all of them are extremely poor. Dingyang dynasty. At the same time, news that 6 saints were killed by mysterious people in the sect. It swept across like a plague, spreading from 1 to 10 and to 100. There is no way that the heavenly demon sect can shut up. Which senior is this who dares to go to Tianmo sect and still escape unscathed? The latest news is that he is the culprit who killed the Holy Sun in the Ziyang Mountains. It's not simple. Does this person have a grudge against the heavenly demon sect? There must be a grudge, otherwise what would you do if you keep staring at the demon sect? You can kill the Holy Sun in Tianmo sect and still come and go freely. He is also a void refining Taoist, right? I heard he is the true monarch of transformation god. True Lord transformation of gods. Absolutely impossible. Return to one clan. The number one enemy of the Tianmo sect, everyone in the Gai sect, after getting the news. The first thing to do is to celebrate. As for how the heavenly demon sect feels, they don't care. At the same time, the sect leader of the same sect also asked the elders to be vigilant. The guardians of the saints must not leave too far away. The other party was able to leave calmly after killing the Holy Son and Saint of the heavenly demon sect. It shows that the other party is very strong. Strong enough to kill the Saint Son and Saint Girl of the Gai sect silently. Although I don't know if the other party will do this, he still simply has a grudge against the demon sect. But we still need to be vigilant about the Gai sect. He must have done it. Xia Yuxuan opened her eyes. The beauty is shining. This guy is really good. How on earth did he do it? Can you kill the opponent and still leave the demon sect at the same time? Could it be that his realm is stronger than he imagined? Or rather, the person behind him took action. Ru Miao. Xia Yuxuan shouted softly. Master, what do you want from me? Outside. Chong Rumiao was teasing Zhang Fengling's child. Hear the words of his master. Immediately, he came to the master obediently and waited for instructions. Ru Miao, congratulations on entering the 9th level of Yuanying. Master, I am very pleased. Sha Yuxuan said, I owe all of this to Master for your cultivation. Without you, I, Chong Rumiao, would not be where I am today. Chong Rumiao stood in front of Sha Yuxuan with an upright posture. Ru Miao, I have something to ask you, and I hope you can answer me truthfully. Yes, I will, Master. Have you ever thought about finding a Taoist companion? Find a Taoist companion. Master, didn't you say that? If I find a Taoist companion, it will affect my practice. Chong Rumiao looked at Sha Yuxuan with a resentful look. It was Master who first told them that they must not find a Taoist companion before the stage of becoming a god. Otherwise, it will affect your own practice. Chong Rumiao has always followed Master's teachings. From beginning to end, I never wanted to talk to a Taoist companion. Last time, the news of junior sister Zhang Fengling's marriage made Master unhappy for a while. Ahem, things are different these days. I went to Yangzhonguo to watch it, and I think this guy named Li Tianyi is quite interesting. How about, you happen to be short of a Taoist companion, why not just give him a try? Sha Yuxuan felt a little embarrassed when she said this. It was clear that when he left last time, he talked about the disadvantages of marrying a Taoist couple. You want me and my junior sister to snatch a man? Chong Rumiao exclaimed. What do you mean by robbing a man? It's not normal for a man to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. Strictly speaking, it's about keeping the wealth from going to other people. Sha Yuxuan corrected. Is this what it means to keep the wealth from flowing to outsiders, Master? Chong Rumiao was out of breath. Don't think that you are Master and everything you say is right. She clearly knew what it meant. Anyway, I think Li Tianyi is very good. I want to bring you two together. What do you think? Isn't this too fast? How long have I been in contact with Li Tianyi? What if he is not suitable for me? Chong Rumiao still listens to Sha Yuxuan's words. Otherwise, it would be an ordinary person. Not even thinking about it. She would at least give it some serious thought. A man who can achieve the great perfection of divine transformation at a young age. The future is definitely promising. Marrying the other person by yourself is completely a high-level achievement. The problem is that I am not the nymphomaniac type of woman. It doesn't matter how good other men are, if their personalities don't suit yours. Forget it then. Didn't you contact me for several days before? Sha Yuxuan said. It has only been a few days, how can I identify him? Besides, Master, you have such a good impression of him. Quote. You might as well get married yourself. You are a lonely person anyway. Chong Rumiao talked about the latter part. Pouting, his voice became much quieter. But he still couldn't hide it from Taoist Lianzhu's ears. I said you girl really deserves a beating, right? Sha Yuxuan suddenly stood up. Chong Rumiao's ears were picked up in one stroke. Oops, it hurts, Master, I was wrong. I think you were right. It's time to teach you what it means to respect teachers. 8 months later, in the Dingyang dynasty, a mysterious man appeared inexplicably. He specializes in selling Tianmo Sect's Tianpin exercises. This is a heavenly skill. It is simply impossible for ordinary monks to obtain it. They have spent their entire lives, and the best kung fu they have mastered is the Xuanpin. Therefore, even if this mysterious man gave the price to 100,000 high-grade spiritual stones, many people still came to buy it. It's a pity that this mysterious man doesn't sell it at a fixed point at all. His whereabouts are erratic. I want to buy the skills related to the heavenly demon sect from the mysterious person. It also requires some luck. Since their Tianpin Kung Fu is being sold, the heavenly demon sect will of course receive the news. The heavenly demon sect immediately ordered that if anyone dares to buy the heavenly demon sect's skills, he will be regarded as the heavenly demon sect's great enemy. But Tianmo sect forgot one thing. Who buys the exercises? That's a monk. The main focus of cultivating immortals is to go against the will of heaven. People dare to step into cultivation, but are they still afraid of being threatened by your heavenly demon sect? Moreover, they were not stupid after buying the technique, so they would still stay in the Dingyang dynasty. With the skill in hand, the first thing he did was to leave the dynasty on an immortal boat and go to other continents. No matter how powerful your heavenly demon sect is, it is impossible for you to reach out to other continents. Although Tianmo sect still caught a few unlucky monks, it was still unable to stop the spread of the technique. They were so angry that they gnashed their teeth. Use their skills to earn other people's spiritual stones. The spiritual stone was not in their hands in the end. Tu Anji, the leader of Tianmo sect, was furious and furious. The ultimate reward was issued to the entire Dingyang dynasty. As long as anyone can catch that mysterious man, he can become a distinguished guest of the demon sect. Young monks can still become the holy son of the heavenly demon sect without having to worry about whether their talents will be poor. The heavenly demon sect will regard him as the holy son until he is enthroned. As soon as these words came out, when the mysterious man was selling his skills, he was immediately attacked by a guy. Becoming a holy son means not only enjoying the resources of the demon sect. There is no need to risk offending the heavenly demon sect by learning the heavenly demon sect's heavenly skills. Why not do it? But this guy is really unlucky. The mysterious man just counterattacked casually, and the guy was killed on the spot. This kid and the others finally knew the realm of the mysterious man. The great perfection of divine transformation. Many people who are still thinking about this have restrained their thoughts. Just by the exercises honestly. Although there was Taoist Lianshu in Dingyang dynasty, it does not mean that Taoist Lianshu was very common. There are only 29 Lianshu Taoists in the entire Dingyang dynasty. It sounds like a lot, but the number of monks in the Dingyang dynasty reached more than 2 billion. There are only 29 Lianshu Taoists who have transformed from more than 2 billion people. One can imagine how difficult it is to become a Lianshu Taoist. Fengyan sect, Fei Yunfeng, you still want to attack me? You don't even consider your own strength. The corners of Li Tianyi's mouth raised slightly. This so-called mysterious person who sells the heavenly demon sect's skills is none other than himself. Li Tianyi is not at ease if it is left to others. It is also easy to be caught by the people of Tianmo sect. And what about himself? With the ability to teleport, who can catch him? Not to mention immortals, at least the Mahayana powers in the mortal world of immortality cannot catch a guy whose breath disappears in an instant. If there is any breath left, you can still continue the hunt. The problem is that Li Tianyi kept his breath contained throughout. If they hadn't seen Li Tianyi standing in front of them with their own eyes, the monks would have thought that there was only a piece of air in front of them. Host: Li Tianyi. Age: 51. Cultivation level: 3rd level of Golden Elixir stage. Qualification: 5 elements waste spirit root. Remaining lifespan: 80 million years. After this period of selling, Li Tianyi's lifespan successfully exceeded the 80 million mark. Most monks are still poor. 100,000 high-grade spiritual stones is a lot for them. If Li Tianyi's price is too cheap, more people will buy it. If the practice is spread too much, it may cause Tianmo sect to break the rules and release the practice for free. Then he won't be able to earn anything. Talking about business. It's not a good thing to push prices too low. It is easy for both parties to end badly. 100,000 high-grade spiritual stones are just enough to control the quantity and prevent the heavenly demon sect from being overwhelmed by their own impulses. Then I'll be quiet for a while and won't sell it anymore. Li Tianyi thought. Buying too often is not good either. Still have to be hungry for marketing. Let everyone know that Tianpin Kung Fu is not that easy to obtain. In order to sell, Li Tianyi did not appear randomly. The places where he appeared were often where wealthy people from the Dingyang dynasty gathered. Only the people there have the money to buy the exercises in their hands. If you go to a place where ordinary monks live, even if they collect everyone's spiritual stones, they still can't afford it. Li Tianyi took out weapons and magic weapons besides exercises. These things have to be sold when opportunities arise. Otherwise it would be a waste. They were all from the heavenly demon sect, and he didn't dare to use them. What if there are any restrictions? Caution is the boat. Li Tianyi is very cautious in life. Wave when it's time to wave, and be patient when it's time to be lazy. Father, look at the sky. The youngest son Li Xiaoyao pulled the sleeves of Li Tianyi, who was lost in thought, pointed at the sky and said excitedly. Heaven. Li Tianyi looked up. Whoosh! Amazing visions appeared in the sky. I saw that it was clearly daytime, but at this moment, 9 bright moons actually appeared in the sky. The day is swallowed up bit by the night. The blue sky is being covered with darkness. A vision that affects heaven and earth. There must be a holy body born. 9 full moons appeared in the sky. Day turns into night at a speed visible to the naked eye. The bright and soft moonlight reflected on the dark earth. Xiaoyao, stay where you are. Li Tianyi quickly disappeared on the spot. Calculate the time. The child in Meng Ziyao's belly must have been born. Arrive at Meng Ziyao's room. Then you can see all your wives appearing here. They were probably attracted by the vision that Meng Ziyao had when she gave birth to a child. Husband, the child this time is definitely not simple, and it is not that there have been strange phenomena in the world before. The problem is that the phenomenon of heaven and earth this time is too big. Ji Yu Qingxi came to Li Tianyi with a big belly and said. The special physique that could produce those visions before was already strong enough. Now this kind of vision can affect heaven and earth. I'm afraid it's very likely to be the legendary holy body. The holy body is extremely rare in the world of immortality. Almost every generation of holy bodies that are born can enter the path of immortality and ascend to the immortal world. It's the holy body, don't panic, so many visions can also be seen in Jingyang dynasty. Li Tianyi replied, Jingyang dynasty, what vision is this? Could there be a strange treasure born? Impossible, it's impossible for Obao to be born like this. Idiot, the legendary holy body was born. Holy body, no way. It must be the case. When it is heard that the holy body is born, the whole world of immortality falls with it. Then aren't we going to witness a dynasty? It's very possible, let's go. Gai Sect, Dingyang Dynasty, Tianmo Sect. They all sent their own Lianshu Taoists one after another to the place where the vision appeared. They want to find this master who can affect the vision of heaven and earth. If it is really the holy body in legend, they have to have each other in their pocket. This is a fairy tale. As the saying goes, if a person achieves the Tao, a chicken or a dog will ascend to heaven. You have a holy body disciple, and when he becomes an immortal one day, the benefits will naturally come to you. No one wants to give up this Eucharist. If it is produced by a strange treasure, then this must be an immortal weapon from the fairy world. As soon as I got it, it took off. Anyway, such a vision of heaven and earth will definitely not be an ordinary thing. Zhongzhou. All forces raised their heads one after another and noticed the strange phenomenon in the sky in the distance. The 9 months appear at the same time, attracting the dark night. It should be the rumored 9 yin and 9 nether holy body. Go, we must get this child. 9 yin and 9 nether holy body, can't let go. After thousands of years, is there finally another Eucharistic nativity? We must take this son down. He will become the holy son of our sect. Set off. The impact of the nativity of the Eucharist was too great. Even if you are thousands of miles away in Zhongzhou, you can see this vision clearly. And this group of people from Zhongzhou know much more than the people from Dingyang dynasty. They knew very well that this was the vision that only the Eucharistic birth could produce. Although every holy place has its own holy son and saintly daughter. But no one has too much. After all, it took so long for them to have a holy body. The great power of the Mahayana period awakens from retreat. Their speed was just a blink of an eye, and they left their respective holy places. Headed towards the direction of Yangzhongguo. The speed is so fast that even the ferry boat cannot catch up. The other side, the holy body of man is born. A majestic giant tiger stood between the mountains, opened its tiger eyes, and emitted a golden light. Monster clan. They have never dealt with humans. Human beings want to compete with them for territory and resources. They must also be killed and stripped of their muscles and bones, which can be used to forge various weapons and armors. Therefore, the hatred between the two parties has already reached the level of incompatibility. It is absolutely impossible for humans to have this holy body again. There are enough holy bodies for humanity. King, we must kill them. The great powers of mankind have all been mobilized. I'm afraid it will be difficult for us to take action. What should we do? A group of demon kings whose aura was no less than that of the Mahayana stage gathered together to discuss. They were already very close to each other. As soon as this happened, they quickly gathered here. Don't worry for the time being, we definitely won't be able to take action now, but the holy body will eventually come out, and then it's time for us to take action. Birth of the Eucharist. There will definitely be a large group of human monks around. It is impossible for their monsters to have a chance to make a move. We still have to hold on for the time being and stand still. Yang Zongguo. The vision of September hanging in the sky appeared for a full half hour. Only then did it finally dissipate. Meng Ziyao walked out of the door holding a baby girl at this moment. Looks pale and weak. The consumption of the holy body was too great for her. It almost sucked out all the spiritual energy in her body. Husband, the child is born, it's a girl. Meng Ziyao showed a pale smile. Li Tianyi did not look at the child first, but hugged Meng Ziyao and said, "Thank you for your hard work." "It's not hard, husband." Meng Ziyao leaned against Li Tianyi sweetly and chuckled. Originally, she only regarded herself as a commodity and handed it over to Li Qing, just to complete the deal given to him by his lord. But Li Tianyi's approach moved her very much. Let yourself feel what is called love. After comforting Meng Ziyao for a while, Li Tianyi finally looked at his child. A baby girl. She looks extremely delicate and cute. A pair of big watery eyes, like the bright moon, pure and flawless. There is also a light blue waning moon birthmark on her bright forehead. But this shouldn't be as simple as a birthmark. Li Tianyi gently stroked the birthmark of the waning moon with his hand. You can feel a faint power from it. Although it is very weak, its hidden power is definitely not what it seems on the surface. From now on, your name will be Li Chanwan. Li Tianyi has already thought of a name for Li Chanwan. Qian Nujiao, Li Chanwan is definitely worthy of this name. Li Chanwan, it's a very nice name. Meng Ziyao smiled. Although she still didn't understand what Chanwan meant. Qingxi, please ask all the sisters to come here, and ask all the children to come here, I have something to say. Yes, under the orders of Li Tianyi. Within a short while, Ji Yu Qingxi called all the children to come to the country. Except for Li Feng and Li Yanmiao, who are still away from home, the children are all here. Father, I heard that you were looking for us. Li Xing asked respectfully. I'm going to take you out of here right away. Li Tianyi is very aware of the influence brought by Li Chanwan's 9 yin and 9 nether holy body. It is estimated that it will attract many people before long. Fortunately, he had already prepared for the birth of his little daughter. During these 8 months, he is not just selling exercises, he is also doing other things. Yes, what to say to your father? There were no inquiries from the children. They just have to do what their father says. There is no need to ask so many questions. Are we all going to follow? Husband, Ji Yu Qingxi asked curiously. That's right, you all have to go. Li Tianyi nodded. Where to go next? My whole family has to go. Hearing that they were leaving, Li Tianyi's wives began to communicate where they were. Everyone is curious about where their husband will take them. However, no one would suspect that Li Tianyi would harm himself. After all, the one they trust the most is Li Tianyi. If your husband doesn't believe it anymore, who else in the world can believe it? Don't doubt the power of lasting love. While waiting for the wives to come over, Li Tianyi also took a look at Li Chanwan's information. Name of the heir, Li Chanwan. Luck, 98. Normal person is 10. Recent major events. Juyin Juyu Holy Body. In the future, you will definitely be able to step into the immortal path and ascend to the immortal thoughts. 98. Is your luck almost full? Even his own child Li Xiaoyao only has 8 or 9 luck. I thought Li Xiaoyao was the child with the best luck. It should be impossible for any child to surpass him in the future. Unexpectedly, Li Chanwan's appearance broke Li Xiaoyao's luck record. According to this level of luck, even without his father, Li Chanwan will definitely be able to grow up in the future. What does the luck of 98 mean? Even if she throws the newborn Li Chanwan into a forest full of monsters, nothing could happen to her. Maybe at a critical moment, someone will come to the rescue and take her in. Dingyang Dynasty. No Man's Land. A handsome young man was sitting cross-legged on the grass, practicing meditation with his eyes closed. The spiritual energy between heaven and earth penetrated into his body. What was placed in front of him was a huge ice-blue spiritual spring. Spiritual spring. If it is aura, it is the kind similar to air. Then the spiritual spring is the liquefaction of spiritual energy and turns into the shape of water. Like the spiritual spring in front of this young man, once it is obtained by an ordinary sect. As long as this sect can keep this secret, then it's slowly developed over thousands of years. It can definitely become a behemoth and will not be weaker than Guiyi sect. The realm has reached the second level of Jindan. Wang Chen Zhuan Zan Gong is more powerful than I imagined. This kind of skill is definitely not as simple as the earthly grade. There should be a bigger secret. A young man practicing cross-legged. It is Li Tianyi's child, Li Feng. While on an adventure, he was chased by a group of monsters. Then during the pursuit, he accidentally fell into this spiritual space. This space should be the work of a certain senior. Li Feng looked around this space. It was discovered that the entire space was surrounded by a huge magic circle. Anyone who wants to get in or out must destroy the magic circle or find the center of the magic circle. Li Feng's tone was too good when he was being chased by monsters. I accidentally stepped on the formation eye. This magic circle was activated and he was teleported in. Fenger. Li Tianyi came here with his wife and children. Father, you are finally back. Mother, aunts, brothers, sisters, and younger brothers are all here. Li Feng stood up excitedly. Unexpectedly, I found that my whole family seemed to be here. The birth of your sister Li Chanwan was such a strange phenomenon that I was afraid that it would cause some trouble, so I brought them all here temporarily. This is what Li Tianyi is prepared for. When I first saw Li Feng entering this spiritual spring space by mistake, he relied on the system's prompts to teleport to Li Feng. He also warned Li Feng not to leave here in a hurry. Let him stay in the Lingquan space for the time being. With this huge spiritual spring here, it's better to stay here and practice. With the help of spiritual spring, their talents were already very high, but now they can make rapid progress. One day of practice can be worth a month of practice on weekdays. Although the spiritual spring will be slowly used up, Li Tianyi's family only has a few people. This level of spiritual spring can supply an entire sect. What a huge spiritual spring! Where was this found? As a nascent soul cultivator, Ji Yu Qingxi has seen the spiritual spring before. Within Fengyan sect, there is a spiritual spring passed down by successive sect masters. However, their spiritual spring is certainly not so large. It only comes in a bottle the size of your little finger. But nevertheless, the price of this spiritual water has been speculated by other sects who want to buy millions of high-grade spiritual stones. Fenger discovered it accidentally. Li Tianyi turned around and said, "Children, all of you, stay here and concentrate on your cultivation. Don't leave here until your cultivation reaches the nascent soul stage. Do you understand? The strength of the nascent soul stage. It is enough for the children to have a little wander in the world of immortality. The realm of children now is too low, it would be better to raise the realm a little higher." Yes, the kids had no objections. Some of them who went out were more or less saved by their father. I deeply understand that my strength is too weak. Not to mention helping his father, it would be good if he didn't cause any trouble to his father. You and others must practice harder and harder. Only in this way can we repay our father for his upbringing. By the way, father, how should we get out then? Li Feng asked doubtfully. As monks, their cultivation levels are at least at the foundation building stage. Reach the realm of Bigu. You don't need to eat anything to stay alive. But the spiritual spring here will be squandered sooner or later. How will they get out when all the spiritual springs are used up? You must know that in the past few days, I didn't even find a way out. Don't worry, your sister Li Yan is not outside. Of course Li Tianyi is not stupid enough to bring everyone here, and there is no way out yet. From beginning to end, his daughter Li Yanmiao is outside. Her presence allows you to leave here anytime and anywhere. Speaking of which, Qingxi, I will leave this place to you for the time being. Just let the children use the surrounding materials to make some simple wooden houses. Li Tianyi instructed. Although the children are young, they are all monks with a certain realm. Under the direction of mothers, it was completely easy to build some ordinary wooden houses. No problem, father. Ji Yu Qingxi nodded. Ji Yu Qingxi's age and level are quite high. Li Tianyi handed over the power of the backyard to Ji Yu Qingxi for management. Du Mingxie is better than Ji Yu Qingxi, but her personality is not. At the same time, Fengyan Sect, the first group of people to arrive here were Taoist Lianshu from the Jingyang dynasty. They are all monks from the three major forces. I wonder what the seniors are doing when they come here. Ji Yu Qingxi has been married to Li Tianyi since. While taking care of the backyard, he gradually stopped being the sect leader. The position of the sect leader was handed over to the original Taisheng Lao, Yi Chuyu. Are you the leader of this sect? The leader was an old man with an immortal demeanor. The Fengyan sect's formations are like nothing to a Taoist in the void refining stage. The aura of the Taoist Lianshu on him. For Yi Chuyu, it felt like a big mountain was pressing down on her, making it impossible for her to lift up. Taoist Lianshu is so terrifying. He is an elder from Gai sect, named Bu Hongkai. At the order of the sect leader, he came to Yangzhongguo to check the situation. Yes, senior, if there is anything that offends you, please don't argue with us. Yi Chuyu said with an extremely humble attitude. Regardless of whether she is at fault, it is always right to apologize first. Let the other person calm down. Your sect leader is called. Bu Hongkai, you talk too much. Answer me, have any visions been born here before? Only when Bu Hong continued to ask something else. The Taoist Lianshu next to him could not remain calm. He is the supreme elder of Tianmo sect, Shendong. He has a strength that is not weaker than Bu Hongkai. As a member of the demon sect, he couldn't bear Bu Hongkai talking so much. Just ask the key points directly. It is true that a natural vision was born, but we have not found where this vision came from. Yi Chuyu was shocked. I know that this group of people was attracted by the previous vision. Li Tianyi had discussed this with himself before. We already have the means to deal with them. Joke. This vision is right here with you, and you say you can't find it. Shendong was the first one not to believe it. He wanted to step forward and use his own strength to question Yi Chuyu. But he was stopped by Bu Hongkai. What do you want to do? Bu Hongkai, you are just a monk in the nascent soul realm, do you still want to reach out and stop me? Shendong looked at Bu Hongkai with cold eyes. Usually, this group of guys who claimed to be the right path would just stop the demon sect every time. Are you going to do this again today? Don't really take the Tianmo sect's forbearance as a trick to trick you into joining the same sect. She is nearing her end of life and has finally reached the realm of nascent soul. Why bother her? If there is one, we can just look for it. Bu Hong then closed his eyes and said. He had never been able to stand the overbearing behavior of the demon sect. Again, a natural phenomenon, even if this period of time has passed, the breath will never disappear. If they search on the spot, they will definitely be able to find each other. Snort. Shendong shook his long sleeves heavily and left Bu Hongkai's side. Go looking for the person who just gave birth to the vision. They are demons from the heavenly demon sect. You should know this kind of character very well. Honestly, do you really not know? Bu Hongkai asked. Senior, I actually know a little bit about that innate vision, but I really don't know their whereabouts. Yi Chuyu sighed. In fact, there is light hidden in the dark. This sentence was also what Li Tianyi told him. Li Tianyi knew very well that it was absolutely impossible for Yi Chuyu to keep the secret. No matter what, his relationship with Yi Chuyu was not so good that the other party would sacrifice his life for him. Not only that, even if Yi Chuyu didn't say anything. There are also elders like Shi Ziyuan and Zhong Hai. In addition to the elders, there are also Zhongshan and other sects. You definitely can't hide it if you want to. Oh, how much do you know? Can you tell me? Only then did Bu Hong realize that he was right to stay. I've already said, don't be so cruel to people. Otherwise, how could anyone help you? Soon, Yi Chuyu followed the words Li Tianyi left for herself. He told Bu Hongkai the information about the ancient kidney body. Every word is true, no lie at all. Long, the ancient kidney body. Are you sure you have such a heaven-defying physique? Bu Hongkai's first thought was that he didn't believe it. Thinking that he has been practicing in the void realm for so long, he has never heard of the holy body. Only this ancient kidney body was something he had never heard of before. I know you may not believe me, senior, but you can ask other people in Yangzhongguo and you will know that I did not lie to you. Yi Chuyu knew that Bu Hong would not believe him. At first, She also didn't believe in the existence of the ancient kidney body. It wasn't until Li Tianyi gave birth to her children again and again that she began to feel numb. There really is such a strange physique in the world. I know that we will stay here temporarily during this period. You ask everyone in your sect not to leave for the time being. Quote, otherwise, if I meet someone from the heavenly demon sect, I won't be able to do anything. Bu Hongke's words seemed to be protecting Yi Chuyu. In fact, it is also imprisoning the freedom of the top and bottom of Fengyan sect. If Yi Chuyu deceived him, Bu Hongke would definitely punish Yi Chuyu. Therefore, sometimes there really is no difference between the righteous way and the evil way. There is not much difference between them. I know, please don't worry, Your Majesty. Yi Chuyu nodded. Outside. Father, why are you here? I was planning to return to Fengyan sect. As soon as Li Yanmiao turned around, he saw a flash of white light. His father appeared in front of him. This was the first time that his father took the initiative to find him. There is no need to go back to Fengyan sect for the time being. I will arrange a new mission for you to go to Dingyang dynasty. Li Tianyi said, if Li Yanmiao goes to Fengyan sect, Li Yanmiao will definitely be arrested. This is not a situation Li Tianyi wants to see. Since Li Yanmiao has good luck, let her go out more often. Originally, Li Tianyi planned to let the children stay near the spiritual spring and practice until the nascent soul stage before taking action. Now he has changed his mind. If there are children whose luck is greater than 60, let them all go out and try their luck. Other children with lower luck should stay near the spiritual spring and practice hard. Anyway, even Yi Chuyu and the others would not be able to recognize their own children. Not to mention other people. Are you going to Dingyang dynasty? Hey, I heard that Aunt Zhang Fengling is also there. Does my father want me to meet my aunt? Li Yanmiao asked curiously. No, I just need you to go there. You don't need to think about anything else. Li Tianyi shook his head. Okay, I understand. I will go to Dingyang dynasty immediately to have a look at Dingyang dynasty. Li Yanmiao said, I obey my father's words very much. Seeing Li Yanmiao like this, Li Tianyi nodded with satisfaction. Very good. That's it. You guys, do you all want to see your daughter's body? It is doomed to draw water from a bamboo basket in vain. Li Tianyi had thought about letting Li Chanwan join other sects, but they were definitely not from the Jingyang dynasty. But the most powerful Zhongzhou Holy Land Zero in the entire continent. Dingyang dynasty. Fengyan sect. Master, do you think Yang Zongguo will be fine? And my husband, he. Okay Fengling, even if you don't believe me, you still have to believe in your husband Li Tianyi. Nothing will happen to them. Listening to the worry in Mei Fengling's mouth, Xia Yuxuan comforted her somewhat helplessly. Since then, there has been a strange phenomenon of September hanging in the sky in the direction of Yang Zongguo. The top experts from all the major forces rushed to Yang Zongguo to find the source of the vision. Since then, Zhang Fengling has been worried about the situation of Li Tianyi and her family Yang Zongguo. I also hoped many times that Master Xia Yuxuan could go there in person. But Xia Yuxuan couldn't go. Because most of the Lianshu Taoists from Gai sect have gone, Xia Yuxuan, one of the top experts, must stay to protect the sect. In order to prevent other people from taking advantage of the situation. Therefore, Xia Yuxuan could only stay at the sect, 107. She didn't think anything would happen to Li Tianyi. This guy has always been very cautious in everything he does. Before, he had dared to sell the Heavenly Demon Sect's heavenly skills within the area of the Heavenly Demon Sect. This kind of thing can be done. Do you still need to worry about him being in danger? It would be good if he didn't put other people in danger. I'm just a little worried, Master. Zhang Fengling lowered her head worriedly. Her child Li Fengjing is currently in her arms. Don't worry, he is fine. Even if something happens, you can use his secret method to escape from danger. Li Tianyi's ability to teleport. Xia Yuxuan regarded it as a very profound secret method. It's really useful for escaping and the like. Senior still understands me. Don't worry Fengling, I'll be fine. The words just fell. A familiar voice appeared behind the two of them. Xia Yuxuan turned around in shock and found Li Tianyi suddenly appearing behind her. This secret method can actually be hidden from me. No wonder he was able to escape under the noses of those Tianmo sect's void-refining Taoists. Fortunately, Li Tianyi's state is the stage of transformation into gods. If this is promoted to the void-refining stage, wouldn't it be possible to assassinate all the Taoist practitioners of Lianshu through this silent teleportation ability? Husband, meet Li Tianyi. The worry in Zhang Fengling's eyes immediately dissipated. I was so excited that I wanted to step forward and hug Li Tianyi. But thinking of the child in her arms, she decisively turned around and put the child in Xia Yuxuan's arms. Then he stepped forward and hugged Li Tianyi. I miss you so much, husband. I miss you too, Fengling. How are you doing at Gai Sect? Li Tianyi gently stroked Zhang Fengling's tender back. A faint fragrance invades the tip of the nose. Well, master is very kind to me and Feng Jing. Zhang Fengling responded. I'm sure I'm good to you, but I don't know if you're good to your children. Xia Yuxuan hugged Li Fengjing and said angrily. Wherever you see your husband, you don't want children. After all, children will still be children. Hey, master, don't you want Feng Jing to get close to you? Zhang Fengling turned around and smiled sheepishly. Without worrying about Li Tianyi, her mood became much more cheerful. He gradually returned to his former smiling self. You're still close to me. Why are you so reluctant to let me go when I asked you to give me a hug? It's a bit reluctant. Xia Yuxuan complained about Zhang Fengling's previous performance. Li Fengling is Zhang Fengling's child, and Zhang Fengling is his apprentice. Strictly speaking, Ji Fengjing is her disciple. Just like grandparents and grandchildren, Xia Yuxuan still loves Li Fengjing. It just so happens that the spiritual path is boring. Having a child by your side can relieve your fatigue. Afterwards, some exchanges took place. Zhang Fengling held the child and left temporarily to make room for the two of them. Tell me, what do you want from me? Xia Yuxuan said. As expected of a senior, he is extremely smart and can tell at a glance that I am here to see you. Li Tianyi smiled. It's not that I'm super smart, it's that I've met too many people. If you have anything to say, speak up. If I can help, I will try my best. Xia Yuxuan didn't dare to speak too fully. He is a Taoist practitioner. There may still be some status and strength in the Dingyang dynasty. But if she were in Zhongzhou's position, she wouldn't even be a shrimp in the sea. The body is as weak as a dog, and the body is full of embarrassment. The reason why this situation occurs in Zhongzhou. Because the resources in Zhongzhou are too abundant, many monks from other places have been promoted to the void refining stage and the fusion stage. They will all rush towards Zhongzhou. Everyone is pretentious and can make a name for himself in Zhongzhou. If the void refining and combination periods in some areas are gone, won't the void refining and combination phases in that area decrease? Just like the Dingyang dynasty. Several virtual refining periods have appeared one after another before. But they didn't stay in Dingyang dynasty for long, and they went to Zhongzhou one by one to look for their own opportunities. Taoist Lianshu who stayed here. Basically there are two similarities. One is that his cultivation cannot go any further. Instead of going to Zhongzhou to become a servant, it is better to stay here and become a master. The second is their identity. Once people have identities and responsibilities, they will be subject to restrictions everywhere. Xia Yuxuan received the favor of Gai Sect when she was young and chose to become an elder of Gai Sect. Even now Xia Yuxuan wants to leave. But when she thought about the favor of returning to the Yizong, she felt a little uncomfortable in her heart. If you cannot solve this problem and leave, it is very likely that you will create inner demons and become obsessed with yourself. What I want from my senior is very simple. I just need you to give me information about the royal family of the Dingyang dynasty and some geniuses from the Gai Sect and the Tianmo Sect. In order to worry about Xia Yuxuan discovering her plan. Li Tianyi does not specify only women. What do you want the genius information for? Let's say it first, if you want to deal with us like you dealt with the Heavenly Demon Sect, I won't give it to you. After all, Xia Yuxuan is the elder of Gai Sect. Of course, we have to think about it on the premise of unification. Li Tianyi's previous incident of killing the genius disciple of Tianmo Sect really shocked her. If Li Tianyi did the same to the royal family of Dingyang dynasty in Gui Yisong, this would be a huge blow to the Gai Sect. Senior, please rest assured, I won't do anything to them. I just want to know how the geniuses of the Dingyang dynasty compare with my children. If there is a genius who is outstanding, I can just use this to suppress the children's pride. So that if they suffer setbacks in the future, they will be unable to recover. Li Tianyi has already thought of the reason. Before coming to find Sha Yuxuan, Li Tianyi had thought of a perfect plan. What you said does make sense. Your children's talents are very good. It will definitely be a little too ambitious. It is really important to let them know in advance that there is a world outside the world and there are people outside the world. Give me a moment and I will give you the list. There must be information about geniuses in Gai Sect. Whether it's from your own company or from other forces, it will be included. Here, take what you want. Sha Yuxuan went out for a trip. He quickly returned to Li Tianyi and handed the jade slip in his hand to Li Tianyi. The above are all geniuses from various forces collected by Gai Sect. Thank you, Senior. If you need my help in the future, please let me know. Li Tianyi said gratefully. The kindness of a drop of water will surely be repaid by a spring of water. Li Tianyi is not a heartless person. Your words are enough. As a genius, the first thing you have to do is protect yourself. Only a genius who grows up can be considered a true genius, do you understand? Sha Yuxuan hoped that Li Tianyi could be more patient. According to his talent, it won't be long before he can become a Taoist of Lianshu. At that time, it will not be possible to come and go freely in Dingyang dynasty. There is no need to hide like today. I understand, and that matter, please leave it to Senior. I know you are not a worry-free person, I hope your plan goes well. Li Tianyi and Zhang Fengling had a final moment of tenderness. So he left Gai Sect. At the same time, Fengyan Sect. Everyone, who had gained nothing, gradually believed in the existence of the ancient kidney body. This boy is born to be a disciple of my heavenly demon sect. Lao Shendong, supreme leader of the heavenly demon sect, said in surprise. I had known that there would be such a magical physique in this small Yangzong kingdom. He had already brought Li Tianyi to the sect and regarded him as his holy son. With this son, are you still worried that the sect will not be able to become stronger? Bu Hongkai stroked his long beard without saying much. The royal envoy of the Dingyang dynasty standing next to him quickly left the place to inform His Majesty the Empress. This group of Lianshu Taoists didn't even know about such a big thing as the ancient kidney body. For this reason, Zhang Shan, the leader of Yangzongguo, was called over for questioning. Listening to the scolding of the seniors, Zhang Shan wiped the cold sweat from his forehead and walked towards the seniors to explain the reason. I hope I can get understanding from my seniors. Shendong definitely didn't want to let Zhang Shan go. But Bu Hongkai next to him would never let him take action. In the end, he could only leave angrily. He wanted to return to Tianmo sect and tell the sect master and other elders. Originally, the Heavenly Demon sect had a huge vacancy that needed to be filled by the younger generation of geniuses due to the death of both the Holy Son and the Holy Maiden. Now the emergence of the Wanggu kidney body has given them a great opportunity. As long as the Heavenly Demon sect can possess the ancient kidney body, why should the Heavenly Demon sect not be able to awaken? He was in a hurry. He immediately went to notify the demon sect. Bu Hongkai said, Tai Shang Lao, should we inform the sect leader and them? Asked an elder next to him. Of course, we must not lag behind others. Even if Gai sect doesn't want the ancient kidney body, other forces will definitely not be able to get it. What's more, Bu Hong just thought of the saint of his sect. Women with high-grade spiritual roots can give birth to top-grade spiritual roots. My own saint has the highest quality spiritual root. Doesn't it mean that the spiritual roots of the children born can reach the innate spiritual roots? Innate spiritual roots. The Dingyang dynasty has not appeared since ancient times. The most amazing geniuses are just perfect spiritual roots. Immediately afterwards, the three major forces of the Dingyang dynasty all knew about the existence of the ancient kidney body. They all had a great interest in this ancient kidney body, and even put aside the previous strange phenomena for the time being. Compared with the vision, the ancient kidney body is more important. And they had a surprising guess in their hearts. That is, could it be that the vision that appeared earlier was the birth of an extremely eloquent heir from the ancient kidney body? Dingyang dynasty, royal family. In the evening, the sky is filled with rays and the afterglow of the sun. The red sun illuminates this magnificent hall. In the main hall, There are 4 pillars standing in all directions, and the pillars are carved with golden dragons clinging to them, which are lifelike, as if they have come to life. The noble phoenix body lies on the throne, wearing a loose red dress with a golden dragon and a golden phoenix embroidered on it. The long black hair is casually spread on the back of the head. A pair of phoenix eyes moved slightly. You mean the ancient kidney body? The voice is just like the phoenix, noble and elegant, shocking people's hearts. Yes, Your Majesty, I assure you that the ancient kidney body must exist. Off stage, the black-robed emissary knelt on the ground and pressed his forehead tightly to the floor. To show respect to the Empress. Oh, so you are pretty sure that the ancient kidney body is real? Why, is there any basis for it? Nangong Qinling, the Empress of Dingyang Dynasty, stood up leisurely. He sat up straight. The long hair that fell down was like the tail wings of a phoenix, falling slowly. I have inquired about Yang Zongguo for a long time and confirmed that this news is definitely true, because if it is a lie, it is impossible to have such a meticulous lie. There will definitely be flaws in the lie. Furthermore, our first reaction was not to believe that the Wanggu kidney body has such a peculiar physique. If they were going to lie, why did they tell this lie? This is what the emissary thinks. His duty is to examine corrupt officials and adjudicate injustices on behalf of Her Majesty the Empress. I have seen too many people lie. As a result, he is extremely sensitive to some lies. When someone tells a lie, he can smell it. Oh, so you don't have any evidence and you just rely on your own intuition? Yes, that's it, Your Majesty. I am going to kill you. Whoosh. The emissary is like falling into an ice cave. The main hall, which was still filled with warmth, was suddenly baptized by extreme beauty. This made him, who was lying on the ground, tremble with fear. He didn't understand what he had done wrong. Why did Her Majesty the Empress want to kill herself despite everything being fine? You are scared, which means you take my words seriously, but in fact I am lying to you. Nangong Qinling's red lips rose slightly. It's my subordinate's fault. I shouldn't have concluded whether this matter is true or false based on intuition without any evidence. The emissary immediately knew where he had gone wrong. Phew, fortunately, His Majesty was just joking with him, not really. Ask all the spies in the dynasty to investigate for me. I need a piece of evidence. Nangong Qinling said. Yes, it's not just the royal family that's mobilizing. Gai Sect and Tianmo Sect both used their own methods at the same time. Used to explore the authenticity of the ancient kidney body. At the same time, return to one clan. Sir Sect Master, I may have some news about this ancient kidney body. Oh, do you know the ancient kidney body? Feng Qinglu, the leader of Gai Sect, turned back to Sha Yuxuan in surprise. Yes, I have met this ancient body once. Sha Yuxuan told Feng Qinglu everything about her meeting Li Tianyi. I felt a little helpless. Really, originally, Sha Yuxuan planned to hide Li Tianyi's special nature. That's why he deliberately didn't report it to the sect. Unexpectedly, when Li Tianyi came to see her before, he asked her to tell Feng Qinglu about the news about the Wanggu kidney body. This made her really puzzled. It seems that the ancient kidney body is real. By the way, you are saying that Zhang Fengling's child Li Fengling is Li Tianyi's child, right? Feng Qinglu said happily. With this relationship, they will definitely be able to get in touch with the ancient kidney body first when they return to the clan. Yes, Lord Sect Master, what are you going to do? Sha Yuxuan asked. Li Tianyi dared to let Sha Yu convey the information about his wife and children to Feng Qinglu. It is to ensure that your wife and children will not be in any danger. If they want to threaten themselves with their children and wives, Li Tianyi could just use his teleportation ability to take them away. As for hurting Li Fengjing and Zhang Fengling, unless the Gai sect is stupid and has a demon sect, they will never do this. This approach is completely thankless. They want to contact Li Tianyi and want Li Tianyi to help the sect. How could he hurt the other person's wife and daughter? Yuxuan, why didn't you tell me about such an important thing earlier? Feng Qinglu thought that Sha Yuxuan had already known these things. But he never told himself. I feel like I missed a very important opportunity. I didn't take it seriously at first. After all, as you know, the ancient kidney body is too strange and difficult for people to accept. Sha Yuxuan explained casually. It doesn't matter whether the sect leader takes it seriously or not. Given her strength, even the sect leader would not offend her too much. Oh, I can probably understand what you mean. Feng Qinglu is not stupid. It can be understood that there should be a certain relationship between the Wanggu kidney body and Sha Yuxuan. Lingquan. Ding. Li Xing's cultivation has broken through to the 9th level of foundation building, and he will feed back 1/10 of his cultivation. Ding. Li Shui's cultivation has broken through to the 8th level of foundation building, and she will feed back 1/10 of her cultivation. Ding. Li Yan's cultivation level has broken through to the 6th level of foundation building, and she will feed back 1/10 of her cultivation level. Ding. Li Feng's cultivation has broken through to the 3rd level of the golden core, and he will feed back 1% of his cultivation. Ding. Li Xiaoyao's cultivation has broken through to the foundation building stage, and he will repay 1/10 of his cultivation. Ding. Congratulations to the host for breaking through to the 5th level of golden core. Lingquan has brought too much to the children. The children's talents are already strong enough. Now with the help of Lingquan, we are making great progress. There will be breakthroughs in cultivation almost every day. In addition, everyone's children, during the foundation building period, use the 3-turn Zongong to prepare the foundation. Those who advance to the golden core stage will definitely be much stronger than the ordinary golden core stage. For example, Li Feng has now broken through to the 3rd level of the golden core. His current strength is enough to defeat the existence of the 4th level of Jindan, which is comparable to the 5th level of Jindan. With such a powerful 3-turn mysterious skill, Li Tianyi really wanted to upgrade it. Unfortunately, the current system cannot do this. The 3rd transformation mysterious skill was obtained before and cannot be included in the current adventure. However, Li Tianyi is not discouraged. He must wait until the system is upgraded to get this new function. If the time comes to advance to the 3rd level of Zongong, Li Tianyi will definitely let all children practice both exercises at the same time. It is based on the 3 transformation mysterious skills. Around Li Tianyi, wooden houses have risen one after another. These are small houses built by children who cut down the surrounding things to give everyone a rest. After Du Mingxie became Li Tianyi's wife, she was not stingy at all. All the inherited skills of Yusu Pavilion were engraved on the jade slips, and the control of the mountains and rivers Guangshu Tu was handed over to the sisters and children. The beautiful picture of mountains and rivers just floats in midair. If children are looking for any kind of practice, they can go in and find the practice they want. Li Tianyi doesn't have to worry about thinking about what's suitable for her children. Just make their own choice. If it is not suitable for them, they will feel it during their own practice and just change it again. Father, I have reached the 3rd level of golden elixir. Li Feng happily announced the good news to his father. I hope to be praised by my father. You did a good job, Li Feng, but don't be arrogant. Your younger brothers and sisters also worked hard, right, Li Yi? Li Tianyi said. Of course, I won't lose to my brother. Brother, you have to be careful, I will catch up with you soon. Li Shu came over and said. He is 5 years younger than Li Feng. In addition, after the golden elixir period, practice will slow down a lot. Now he has reached the 9th level of foundation building for the 3rd time by relying on the 3 transformations mysterious technique. There is only one opportunity left for him to be promoted to the golden elixir stage. It's not just these kids. Li Tianyi's wives, their realms rely on the spiritual spring, and all of them have taken on a completely new look. The one with the highest level is Du Mingxie. After all, she has the foundation of inheritance. His cultivation has reached the 9th level of nascent soul, and he will soon become the true lord of divine transformation. Next is Ji Yuqingxi, whose cultivation has reached the 8th level of nascent soul. After all, both of them were once sect masters, and they were basically better than Li Tianlu's other women. Even Meng Ziyao, as a saint, is not as good as them. I saw my wife and children practicing hard. Li Tianyi said that he could no longer be idle. As a husband and father, he must not sit idle. Ever since, he took out the list of jade slips Sha Yuxuan gave him. Sha Yuxuan is really bold. She asked her to give me a list. Does this mean everyone is included? Li Tianyi's mouth twitched. I saw that the first line of the first column of the list on the jade slip was the Empress of the Dingyang dynasty, Nangguan Renling. The top-grade spiritual root of the gold system possesses the golden phoenix body of the human emperor. Li Haojiao, this physique is already very strong, but unfortunately it is still far behind the holy physique. The best spiritual root. Although Li Tianyi knew that he should have no contact with Nangong Qinling for the time being, he still kept it in his mind for the time being. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future. Read on next. Li Tianyi was in 5th place again and saw a woman's information luck. Tianmo Sect Elder Wan Chenshui. Dark-type super-grade spiritual roots possess an unknown special physique that has not been shown until now. Is there any mistake? What I want is a list of young talents. What does this give me? Li Tianyi even doubted whether Xia Yuxuan had given her the wrong list. How could a young generation of geniuses achieve the status of Empress and Elder so quickly? What's more, their state at this moment is clearly stated behind them. Nangong Qinling is at the 8th level of virtual refining. Wan Chenshui is at the 7th level of the void refining stage. What kind of genius is this young generation? Li Tianyi frowned and reluctantly continued to look down. Finally I saw a familiar person in the 8th place. The elder of Gai Sect, Xia Yuxuan. The super-spiritual root of the water system has the body of Jade Dew. The realm is at the 6th level of refining the void. Now Li Tianyi was sure that the talent list Xia Yuxuan gave him must be from the previous generation. Return to the clan. Master, what are you doing recently looking at information about the younger generation's geniuses? Are you trying to poach other people's talents? Chong Rumiao joked. I see you really don't fight for a day and go to bed. Xia Yuxuan said slightly angrily. This disciple really made her worried. What I said is true, then why did you take out this jade slip? Chong Rumiao felt aggrieved and picked up the jade slips placed on the table. Xia Yuxuan took a closer look. It really is. She took the jade slip in Chong Rumiao's hand and looked at it carefully. The above is indeed the basic information for the younger generation. It's not right. If she left this thing here, what did she give to Li Tianyi? Could it be from the previous generation? Xia Yuxuan couldn't help but blush when she thought that her information was included in the previous generation's list. It's not that Xia Yuxuan knew what Li Tianyi was going to do. She always felt that the information was exposed in front of Li Tianyi, as if she had no clothes on, which made her feel a little ashamed. Chong Rumiao, who was standing nearby, narrowed her eyes slightly. Something's wrong. Why does Master behave like an infatuated woman? Could it be that the Master is looking for a Taoist companion behind his back? No, Master. In order to get her to agree to his marriage to Li Tianyi, did he go out of his way to set an example? As expected of a master. This is a qualified master. Chong Rumiao couldn't help but think about her and Li Tianyi's affairs again. Find a free time recently and ask Master to arrange a meeting with Li Tianyi. If we can talk, getting married is not impossible. Having a man to rely on behind your back is better than nothing. Time flew by. 1 year has passed. During this year, the children in Ji Yu Qingxi's belly were born one after another. They are fire-type super-spiritual roots, wind-type super-grade spiritual roots, water-type super-grade spiritual roots, and earth-type super-grade spiritual roots. A total of 4 children were born. Li Tianyi named them. There happened to be 2 men and 2 women. During this year, Li Tianyi's biggest achievement is not the newborn child. On the contrary, it was the children he had given birth to before. Li Feng is no longer the one with the highest cultivation level. Li Yanmiao, who possesses high-grade spiritual roots of both water and fire systems, has surpassed Li Feng and reached the 8th level of the Golden Core. Li Feng's own realm is also at the 7th level of the Golden Core, 1 step slower than his sister. Go to the back. The gap in talent will become more and more obvious. Li Xiaoyao, who is less than 3 years old, has the blessing of the innate sword body. He was born late, and his cultivation has reached the 1st level of foundation building for the 3rd time. This is the terrifying nature of the innate sword body. It is impossible for Li Xiaoyao's top-quality spiritual roots to widen such a big gap. The key lies in Li Xiaoyao's innate sword body. Now the only one who can catch up with him and surpass him is his sister Li Chanwan, the little daughter with the holy body. It's just that the little girl is still too young, only over 1 year old. If you want to surpass your brother, you have to wait at least 5 years old before you can show your advantages. Freedom between heaven and earth. Li Xiaoyao's voice came from the sky. I saw a cute little Shota flying around in the sky with a flying sword that was bigger than others. This is one of Li Xiaoyao's interests. He just liked this feeling of carefree flying with a sword in the sky. In order not to let them become mere showpieces, Li Tianyi also specially arranged for the children to fight among themselves. You can enhance some of your actual combat abilities. By the way, let's see which child can win the battle. There is no surprise that the champion is Ji Feng, the fourth son of Ji Tiankong. Although Li Yanmiao surpassed him by one level in realm, in actual combat, he was completely inferior to his younger brother. During the battle, he repeatedly exposed his flaws and was defeated by Li Feng. And the battle for the under fives. It's not Li Xiaoyao who wins. On the contrary, it was Zhang Huayu's child, Li Yunfei. With the top quality wind spiritual roots and the body of virtual wind, his strength is not weaker than that of his brothers and sisters. Speaking of Zhang Huayu, Li Tianyi recently made new discoveries about Zhang Huayu's physique. Cooperate with Sha Yuxuan's help. He knew that Zhang Huayu's physique required the use of a special kind of heavenly material and earthly treasure, Feihua Fairy Spring. This thing is extremely rare. But Sha Yuxuan said that the royal family of Dingyang dynasty should have this thing. I heard that Dingyang dynasty had it. Li Tianyi cheered up. It seemed that he had to go to the royal family of Dingyang dynasty. Now Li Tianyi's own realm, with the help of the children, has reached the golden elixir great perfection. This is all thanks to the fact that the children practice the three transformations mysterious technique. As long as they can enter the golden elixir stage, the cultivation he will give back to Li Tianyi will obviously be much greater. He did not break through to the nascent soul stage because Li Tianyi deliberately suppressed the realm. When the golden elixir enters the Yuanying, there will be thunder disaster. If he survives the catastrophe here, this spiritual spring and magic circle will be destroyed. In case, Li Tianyi plans to go to a deserted place to survive the thunder tribulation. By the way, it reappeared in the public eye. He has left enough foreshadowing. In the year since the Wangu kidney body disappeared, it must have fermented to a certain level. Outside world, in a green mountain, Father, Li Xing cupped his hands and said. Li Yanmiao came to practice near Lingquan. The outside world definitely needs a child. Li Tianyi then thought of a rule, that is, the children take turns to stay outside for a day. He will use the teleportation ability to pass one child out, and then bring the other child to the spiritual spring. Next, I'm going to break through the nascent soul. Li Xing, please go as far away as possible so as not to affect you. Li Tianyi said, thunder tribulation is no joke. Yes, Father. Li Xing understood the power of transcending the thunder tribulation. He immediately retreated thousands of miles away. Seeing the child leave, Li Tianxiang was a little satisfied. Next moment, boom, the aura on your body instantly rises. The 5 golden elixirs with different looks in his body were shattered one by one. The power emerging from the golden elixir gradually outlines the appearance of the 5 villains. The nascent soul is formed in one layer. Everything happened so easily, without any bottlenecks. The sky is still clear, with blue sky and white clouds, without any dark clouds gathering. Let alone thunder and lightning, there was not even a dull sound. What's going on? I didn't survive the thunder tribulation, so I became a nascent soul. Li Tianyi was stunned. The golden elixir transforms into the nascent soul. That can only be achieved by surviving the thunder tribulation. But now, he has not experienced the thunder tribulation at all, and the golden elixir has broken into Yuanying. Li Tianyi was surprised that he did not suffer from thunder tribulation. Could it be that because of the improved cultivation level of the system, it was not detected by the laws of heaven and earth? That's why there is no thunder tribulation. But no, thunder tribulation is obviously better. When other people's golden elixir breaks the nascent soul, they have to go through 9 deaths and a lifetime of thunder and disaster. Li Tianyi has no trouble at all. Just wait with peace of mind and wait for the children's cultivation to feed them back. As for the children surviving the thunder tribulation, Li Tianyi doesn't have to worry at all. The children do not have any inner demons and are very talented, so the thunder tribulation will not have any impact on them. Teleport to the child. Father, your thunder tribulation is over. Li Xing asked in surprise. I have been staying here looking in the direction of my father. Let alone a thunderstorm, not even a single dark cloud was seen. This seems to be somewhat different from what is recorded in the book. There was a little accident, but it's not a big problem. I have become a baby. Li Tianyi is not the truth of Zochin in the divine transformation stage. The two children, Li Xing and Li Feng, knew it. After all, they have the closest relationship with their father, and the two often stay together. Over time, Li Tianyi became accustomed to getting along with them, without using his lifespan to hide his aura. Congratulations to father for achieving the realm of nascent soul. Then father, shall we go back to Lingquan next? Li Xing asked curiously. During this year, they all followed their father's orders. If you don't break through to the nascent soul realm, you won't leave that mysterious spiritual spring space at all. If you don't need to exchange it on weekdays, stay outside. Li Xing is still practicing hard near Lingquan. No, after a year of silence, the plan has reached a point where I need to come forward again. Li Xing, please stay here for now. Li Tianyi shook his head and said. A new chapter has to be opened. After a year without a wife, it's time to start showing off your strengths. He will never forget that the biggest reliance on his strength is this system. I want to stay by your side, father, and follow you. Li Xing said. No, kid, it's best if you stay here, do you understand? If Li Tianyi took Li Xing with him, he would inevitably be a little constrained. I understand, father. Li Xing lowered his head slightly disappointed. Left his son's side, Li Tianyi flew towards Yang Zongguo. Now that he is in the nascent soul stage, he no longer needs to rely on flying swords to fly, he can directly fly in the air. This feeling is so good. When I step on the sword, I always feel that something is missing. Yang Zongguo, Fengyan Sect. A year has passed since the September hanging vision. Fengyan Sect welcomed many mysterious and powerful people one after another. There are many strong men, Yi Chuyu, who have not even seen each other in person. I only knew that the other party seemed to be inquiring about something, so he left and came to Yang Zongguo. Those who stayed in Fengyan Sect. He is still a member of Tianmo Sect, Gai Sect and Dingyang royal family. They firmly believe that this is the sect of Li Tianyi, the ancient kidney body, and Li Tianyi will come back one day. Li Tianyi thought of this. Only then would he choose to return to Fengyan Sect. Otherwise, it would be a bit strange to appear in Dingyang dynasty so suddenly. Back to this familiar place again. Looking at the familiar mountain peak in front of him, Li Tiantian showed emotion. I still vaguely remember that when I first came here, I was still a little chi practitioner. In the blink of an eye, he was a nascent soul monk. In the eyes of outsiders, he is even more of a true king who transforms into a god. The appearance of Li Tianyi immediately attracted the attention of the personnel stationed in this force. But they didn't take Li Tianyi seriously. They are just ordinary nascent soul cultivators. They are all Taoists of Lianshu. How can they take each other seriously? Originally, there was a gate protecting formation outside Fengyan Sect. It's a pity that since those Lianshu Taoists were stationed, the gate protecting formation was cancelled. After all, it doesn't matter how powerful the gate protecting formation is. How can they stop this group of Lianshu Taoists? With Lianshu Taoists staying in the sect, their presence is even better than the gate protecting formation. Taoist Lianshu is in Fengyan Sect. It will somewhat restrict Fengyan Sect's actions. But it is undeniable that Fengyan Sect has become the safest sect in the Yongzhong kingdom. 3 Lianshu Taoists were in charge. How dare other sects dare to provoke him? I wish I could hide away. Li Tianyi admired the old scenery for a while, then flew to the sect's main hall. Zongmin Main Hall. Yi Chuyu sat in the position of the sect leader, playing chess with Shi Ziyuan boredly. Her potential has reached its end, and no matter how hard she practices, it will be of no use. Might as well use the rest of the time. Cultivate and cultivate your sentiments. This is actually a pain for Shi Ziyuan, as his potential has not yet reached its end. You're distracted, Ziyuan. Yi Chuyu saw Shi Ziyuan looking behind him in confusion. He said a little unhappy for a moment. Being distracted while playing chess shows that the opponent is not paying attention at all. No, Lord Sect Leader, the senior is back. Shi Ziyuan stood up with a swish and said incredulously. Senior. Yi Chuyu turned around. Then he saw Li Tianyi standing behind him. Li Tianyi is back. Something's wrong. isn't he in the Dzogchen state of the divine transformation stage? Why is Li Tianyi's current state only at the level of nascent soul? Before Yi Chuyu could ask, the 3 Lianshu Taoists who heard the movement in the sect hall appeared in the hall one after another. Long time no see, Elder Yi, and Shi Changani. Li Tianyi smiled softly. You too, why don't you introduce this friend to us? Shen Dong narrowed his eyes and stepped forward to ask. His attention has always been on Li Tianyi. Why did this young monk make Yi Chuyu and Shi Ziyuan so surprised? There must be some secret. Bu Hongkai stood aside and remained silent with the secret envoy of the Dingyang dynasty. Watch the situation quietly. Yi Chuyu hesitated. She didn't know how the group would deal with Li Tianyi. No matter what, Li Tian is Zhang's husband. She brought Ji Yu Qingxi up from childhood and regarded Ji Yu Qingxi as her own daughter. Just when Yi Chuyu was hesitant, Li Tianyi gave Yi Chuyu a reassuring look and signaled her to say, "Seniors, this one is Li Tianyi." Yi Chuyu got the hint from Li Tianyi's eyes. I already guessed it soon. I guess Li Tianzong has some plans, right? Although I don't know what Li Tianyi is thinking, the secret method in Li Tianyi's hands to escape is very powerful, so nothing will happen to him. What, you are Li Tianyi, the man with the ancient kidney body? The moment he learned Li Tianyi's identity, the eyes of the 3 Lianshu Taoists became very hot when they looked at Li Tianyi. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.